Okay, so welcome everyone to Bright Ideas 2020, the live pitch. My name is Shirley Inze, and I'm your host for this evening, along with Yasmin Bitigu from Africa Global Radio. We have a really interesting evening for you as three teams of young African entrepreneurs go head to head to pitch for funding and other startup support. If you've not already liked this video, take a minute to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Select the alert button to be able to be the first to hear about developments, challenges, and promotions. This live stream is brought to you by our partners, Acacia Online, which is connecting Africa to create economic opportunity at the grassroots level and to bring about social change. StreamYard is also one of our technology partners, the technology that enables us to broadcast across multiple platforms simultaneously. The event is being carried across Facebook and YouTube and is also being carried on social media on Facebook by our media partner, Africa Global Radio, thank you, Yasmin, which is an online radio station based in Accra, Ghana. It covers diverse narratives in Africa and the African diaspora and publishes content on live radio, podcasts, and via an online magazine. It covers positive narratives in Africa and the diaspora and publishes content online. Right. Please show your support to the candidates by sharing the live link to your friends across your social media networks, WhatsApp, Telegram, and other platforms. This evening, the candidates are not the only ones who can win prizes. Nope. There are also audience prizes, including a $100 cash prize for the best audience question during the event. So please, we're looking for really good engagement from everybody today. There's a lot of content that's coming your way, so we definitely want to see you present and engaged. To qualify, of course, there's something to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram, which is where the results will be announced. Then simply share the link across your social media accounts and tag us so we can see you. Now that the session has started, type audience prize check-in, okay, in the comments box so we can kind of tag you. And after that, any question that you ask either on Facebook or on YouTube during the live transmission will automatically be entered into the draw. The draw will close after the live session. Winners will be announced on Instagram on the 3rd of September. I'm going to hand over to Yasmin. And yes, Yasmin, you good to go?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody. This event, the Bright Ideas Challenge, it's so exciting. We are so happy to finally be here, and we can guarantee you an evening of learning, entertainment, and great insights for the would-be entrepreneur as well as the seasoned one. Now, before we kick off, it is absolutely imperative that I introduce Shirley Inza, the mother of this baby. Shirley Inza is a Ghanaian-born business professional and entrepreneur living in the UK with a legal and global business transformation background. Her expertise is in technology, regulatory change, corporate governance, risk reporting, and compliance, working with top-tier consulting firms and Fortune 500 companies. She's also a digital entrepreneur and is passionate about empowering young minds to achieve great things. And I have been witness to many of them. So, Shirley, yes, that gives us a bit of an idea about you, but I cannot let this program move forward without you sharing this amazing journey. 2 months ago, Bright Ideas did not exist. And you have to share insights about how we came to this point today.
Yasmin, I almost can't believe the journey that it's been, but it's definitely been a journey. I just felt really inspired, maybe through a bit of frustration by what was happening around the world, and realizing if it's difficult for parents who are losing their jobs across the globe, it must be even worse for young people where universities are closing and no one really knows what's going on. So I just felt if I can get someone out of the frame of mind of I need a job rather than what can I do to build the country going forward, I just needed to do that. And people now tell me, how did you manage not being in the continent? But actually, I didn't think about it. Maybe if I had, I would have done it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're not here, you're not on the continent, and you're certainly not in Ghana, where all the candidates featuring today are based, and yet you have penetrated the Ghana business scene. You are everywhere in such a short time, and I just think that the journey as a witness, as a partner, has been amazing to see. And you bring a lot to the table. I mean, it's just not about tonight. You brought a lot to the candidates. Just tell us, as a business person, what you will bring beyond this and what you brought already.
Well, yeah, I really appreciate that. I think this is a good time to talk a bit about what I'm bringing to each of these candidates as a business partner, because it's not just about, it's not really a cash prize for your personal gain. It's really a cash prize to get your business to where it needs to get to launch. So besides that, I'm offering my services, my experience, my knowledge in business consulting, in risk, and kind of all the programs that I've done to help you build your business in terms of the design, people, process, technology, the information, and just to try and kind of give it the foundation that it needs to last. Because I think that what's really missing now is resilience. So I think that that's really what's key. Yeah.
Yes, and so that's an awful lot. I mean, a lot of these programs expect just the idea, but how to get there is another thing. And how you've really invested a lot of time in the last few weeks with the candidates. And could you just very quickly, before we move on, I know our audience can't wait for the show to get started, but with anything, there are highlights and lowlights. And again, I just have to say, because this has just Bright Ideas was only birthed a couple of months ago. How have you been able to do it single-handedly from London to just be able to cover all the bases and get this level of traction?
That's a good question. I just think I just never really considered the challenges so much. I focus very much on reaching out to people. I've always considered Africa as a very open culture, and I think Africa is open for business. So I just reached out. I just reached out and I said, listen, this is what I'm trying to do, and it was incredible how people were open to it. So it was. I think after I started reaching out and got over the initial nervousness, I suppose it became quite easy after that. Because you then understand what people value in terms of trying to empower the youth, and you understand a lot of people actually really support the youth. So I hope that if there's any message to convey, anyone who's young watching this, please, there are people out there who are really passionate about helping young people, because you guys are the architects of Africa's future.
Thank you. So we're here more, and we will learn more. But right now, Shirley, let's get this party started. I hand back to you, and let's get some deeper insights. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Yasmin. Amazing being a co-host with you today. You've been a really important part of the journey, so thank you yourself. Without much ado, let's meet some of the judges today. Today we have Lily Bochwe. So Lily is welcome. Lily is she's a community engagement lead and board member of the Hacklab Foundation in Ghana, where she recruits and oversees a large community of developers and tertiary institutions all over the country. She's a coordinator of the Ghana Youth Internet Governance Forum, as well as a steering member for the West African Youth Internet Governance Forum. So I'm just going to add Lily. Right. Hey, Lily.
Hi.
You want to quick welcome, Lily. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Okay,
Thanks for having me.
good to have you. So we also have Amishadai Ofori. He's currently the programs manager and innovation coach at the Ghana Innovation Hub. Amishadai is a business development strategist working with entrepreneurs to innovate their existing business models and to increase sales. Amishadai brings a lot of wealth to the table, so I'm super excited to have him here today. Welcome, Amishadai.
Thank you, Shelley. Glad to be here.
And I think we might be missing, but I'm going to add it later. At some point. So I'd also like to introduce Trig. We're having some technical problems. He is an award-winning singer, rapper, songwriter, and composer. Outside of music, Trigmatic is heavily engaged in projects related to youth empowerment, philanthropy, agricultural activism, and the environment. The youth, my as we all know, need strong role models, and Trigmatic espouses a brand committed to supporting the local, giving back, and empowering the younger generation. He's not only a judge, but also the featured personality to whom we have an exclusive interview later on. So I'm so excited. Hey, Yasmin, I'm going to hand it back to have a quick chat with the judges, kind of tease out what they're looking for today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shelley. So, Lily, let's start with you. Now, of course, you work with a lot of young people. You develop people fresh, you develop all these fresh minds that are still in tertiary education and who have left and are ready to fly out on the global stage. What will you be looking for tonight? What is, something that you deem absolutely crucial for being a successful entrepreneur?
Right. In one word, I'm going to say impact. The reason is this. We see how brands and all these big names have moved from just profit seeking to actually the profit they give back. The impact they have on community and the people they interface with. So you're looking for someone who actually has a solution that is relatable, the impact is there, and one that is actually doable. So in one word, the impact that I'm looking for, if I'm able to say, look, this is the problem I've identified, and this is the way I'm going to use to address this. And after this, these are the projected results. Then we're good to go. We have somebody to work with.
Mm-hmm. And what do you tend to find? I mean, obviously, you identifying a problem and finding a solution for it is, like you said, absolutely crucial. With all the young people that you come across that have really great ideas, what do you tend to identify as the common challenges or the things that are not so much realized?
Right. So we call it here social proof. And the thing is, somebody has a very good idea and says, see, I think this can solve this. And you're asking the person, who did you talk to? Who vouched this idea? Have you tried it with people? Even in a part of the world, creating businesses, you have to go even further, especially for online businesses. You have to look at which technologies are people having the skills to use them. So you want to have all this survey going on to see who vouches for you, who says this is something that's actually solving a problem. Else, in the long run, you're going to have to build something and shelf it and hope that problem comes out that's actually solved. So you look at everything about social proof and who did you run it by? Have you tested it? Have you looked at who would use it? Exactly. Else, you actually be doing something that we all can choose.
Mm-hmm. And is that a big surprise to many young people? And do they have the staying power after they've birthed what they deem to be a great idea and they hear this, that actually it's about X, Y, Z too? Do you tend to find our young ones have the staying power, or do they drop off quite quickly when they realize how much hard work is actually involved?
So the answer is in the people. We say business is actually about the people who are involved and people who are patronizing, people who are using it. So the staying power is actually hinged on who is involved with you and who's ready to use the product even beyond launch of the product or the solution you have. So if you're actually going to stay in the business, it would start from the amount of speaking you've had with people and able to say that because these people are saying that they will need this, it means they're going to use it eventually. And so it's going to continue and it's going to grow. You're going to have it in different forms and people are going to use it beyond just your lunch. Else, even in Africa, one thing about having solutions out there is that your first competitor is the food people want to eat. So people are buying data to access, people are downloading these solutions to use, or people are actually paying something to use a product. And you ask, do they have money enough to eat? So first, your first competitor is the food they're going to buy. If you have a solution that's out there and somebody would have, maybe it's an application, and somebody has to delete it to make space for another app, it means it's not solving the problem. And maybe your initial research about who's going to use it was not properly done. So you want to look at who will use it beyond the launch, who would a person want to continue using it. And like I mentioned, it will be hinged on how good you spoke to people. And if the people are stick with you to the end, you're in business.
Great tips. Not just for the candidates, but for our audience. It's dynamic, it's deep, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get the answers to make it sustainable. Thank you, Lily. Okay, so we'll catch you later, Lily. Thank you very much. Now, Amishadai Ofori, can you hear me?
Hey, Yasmin. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Lovely to have you. Now, I'm going to shoot straight into it. What are you going to be looking for tonight? What is absolutely crucial to you to be a successful entrepreneur or would be?
Yeah, thank you, Yasmin. I'm particularly looking forward to how fast the entrepreneurs can execute. So Lily mentioned something about they being able to get the idea off the ground. But I find that what is very important now is your speed and your ability to execute quickly. Because one of the things that we find here in our part of the world is that ideas are easy to duplicate, and your ability to quickly execute will give you that competitive edge. So in my line of work, I have come across a couple of similar ideas, and I've noticed that the difference is usually in how fast they are able to execute and even how well they are able to execute. So mine is execution.
So really, like you said, not just having a great idea, but really how fast you can get it to market. Yeah, because I think some of us, and that's a very good point. Some of us, a lot of entrepreneurs are very protective and very particular about their idea. A lot of time we spend on things that don't necessarily matter, and then it delays getting it to market. And by the time you do, there could be 100 others behind you that are already there, that have a similar product and even added value. So that's an excellent point. And again, a big learning for people out there. Now, what do you find? You've just mentioned about that seems to be a common weakness, right? But are there any other things you find in your line of business working with young people and developing that also tends to be a bit sticky?
Right, Yasmin. I think another point to raise here is how well our business, and by that I mean what are the unit economics of your business before you venture out. Yes, there may be some factors that are unknown, right? Like as an entrepreneur, there are going to be unknown factors, but one of the common threads that I have seen in the companies, especially the ones that I'm coaching, are that they don't pay particular attention to the unit economics of their business. So if I'm going to sell new bags, for instance, how many bags do I have to sell to break even? How many bags do I have to sell to start making a profit? What are the demographics? Who is willing to pay how much for which bag, etc. And I found that once that calculation is not done, everything else is speculation, and they just hope for the best. Another sticky subject that it would be good to point out is how well you know your business, right? And I like to say it in this way: how well do you know your wine? So if you know your business well, then you'll be able to even maneuver around certain areas that people will find difficult to break through.
Absolutely great. Thank you for another great nugget. Yes, again, it's beyond just being passionate about the idea or being a good idea. Does it make money? How much do you have to do to start breaking even? What do you have to do for it to be sustainable? Absolutely crucial. And a big, otherwise it's hope and a dream, right? And
Exactly.
okay, thank you very much. Now, before I hog too much time, we will end with Trigmatic. Hello, Trigmatic. Can you hear me? Trigmatic, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Hi, welcome to the show. Not just a judge, but an award-winning musician and with plenty of business acumen. Lovely to have you on the show. Lovely for you to be so involved. And I think,
thank you. I'm humbled.
Yeah, well, I think this is going to be a big surprise for many of your fans that you're not just a musician. You are you are an entrepreneur and have fantastic business acumen, and I think this will inspire those that have not yet been touched by you. Trigmatic, we look forward to delving deeper with you later on in the show, but for now, based on your experience as an entrepreneur yourself, what will you be looking for tonight?
Well, for me, I will be looking out for practicality and being able to understand the market and how whatever you're selling fits and suits and serves the particular market. A lot of times, like, you meet people and they have amazing and crazy ideas, and then when it comes to execution and how practical it's going to be on the market, then they start to fumble. Also, a lot of times, entrepreneurs, because we think we're crazy people, we don't take bookkeeping serious. So I will be looking out for the bookkeeping skill, for you to even understand how you're going to break even, how you're going to make returns, and all of that. You need good financial management and paper trailing. So for me, how you're going to look at that aspect means a lot to me, because a lot of times I have also failed in certain projects because I felt like, oh, I got some little money from the music, let me put it into this because somebody sold a good idea to me, or I got an idea and I felt like it was worth investing into, and then I put in the money because I never check anything, no proper analysis on the market or financial understanding, and then the money never comes back. So I will now be interested to know how well the person understands the market, how careful or how important they think that paper trailing will be to them, financial understanding, and basically, if I'm going to make my money back, tell me how I'm going to make my money back and how careful you are going to be with that money that's going to be invested in you. Because ideas, I believe thousands of people have ideas, but how practical is that idea onto whichever market you want to sell it onto? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, the devil's in the detail, right? It's more than the idea. It's really, how does it stand up How really does it stand up? And what have you done the required research so it will bring back in the investment and dividends on top? And any investor, like you have said, this is what they want to know. What is the, the financial forecast, and what is it based on? It cannot be like magic out of a box. It has to be based on concrete evidence. Your competitors, the pricing realistic? It's got to be beyond family and friends loyalty, right?
Yeah, thank you. And I love the word you use, realistic.
Yeah.
Realistic. That's the key word.
Well, Trigmatic, singer, songwriter, rapper, and also entrepreneur. And I have to quickly just add, you did one of Africa Global Radio's first jingles. We caught you at the Walasi concert last summer, and you did a brilliant jingle. Yes, that was that was, I think, one of our first shoots, and you did a lovely jingle for you. We have you on stage. You're brilliant, but you're also into business, which makes you even more valuable. Thank you very much, Trigmatic. We'll see you later. And now I hand back over to Shirley. Thank you, Shirley.
Yasmin, that was amazing. Loved the energy, I must say. So, basically, I just think that Yasmin covered a lot of topics. Basically, 2 months ago, Bright Ideas did not exist as part of Acasio. There wasn't any Gen X. It's basically something that's come out of a desire to create an economic opportunity in Africa and to enable young people to experience what it's like to, just embark on the journey of entrepreneurism. So, by the way, Gen X Experience is part of a portfolio of projects and programs run by Acasio Online to create economic opportunity. The culmination of recent events, which we've already talked about, is really what kicked it off. So without further ado, I just want to cut over to the highlights video, which really is basically the stuff that people have not seen. There's a lot that's been happening in the background. So we'd like to take you on the journey with us. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Charlotte Inze, and I'm the sponsor of Bright Ideas 2020. I'm a Ghanaian-born entrepreneur currently living in the UK. In light of the pandemic and the that it has caused
I know, but I just need to double check because I can still see my face.
On the continent.
Okay, thank you for that. Oh, God. You sent me so much struggling. Huh? Okay, yeah. Okay, where's the link?
We get cash prize, but
is this
some of the
our internet?
Academia.
You hear the sound?
You are aged between 18 to 5.
Sorry, what's a bit?
In Africa, then please apply. This is your time.
A Ghanaian-born entrepreneur living in the UK, Ashesi Design has taken up the challenge to support young entrepreneurs in Ghana.
The recent global disruptions have displayed the importance of engaging and refocusing young minds. After all, they are the future and should be empowered and trusted to find practical solutions to our real-world problems.
Energy, a drive to succeed. I believe that the youth are the future, and I feel that there's a real need to empower them right now, support them. Most entrepreneurs want to start, they just don't know how to start. They don't have the business experience, the knowledge, the contacts. It's not just about an idea.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Bitugu.
My name is Isaac Duty Aqua. My name is Joey.
My name is just Asen.
My name is Lily Edinambuch.
My name is Kobe.
My name is Kinsley Brokwa.
My name is Ben Iden.
My name is Postawe Tsiakobi.
Akwaba. My name is Amisha Dayofori.
My name is Emmanuel Deriwanye.
Hi guys, this is Trigmatic music artist from Ghana, and I support Bright Ideas, a great initiative. It's time for Africa to rise. It's time for African business, young businessmen to rise. We're empowering our own. This is it, guys. Big up to the team behind this.
We are so happy to be partners with the Gen X Bright Ideas Challenge because of the synergy. We call on all 18 to 30-year-olds across Africa to create, innovate, and be the change you wish to see.
Sure, let me take it from here. Hello, guys. So I'm Michael, and I'm an independent consultant representing the Ashesi Design Lab, who are partners on this project. Basically, I'm here to help.
Templates consist of a number of slides, which are basically designed to help us better understand your business proposition in terms of the value add.
This comes at the right time, and this is the right time for us to have a challenge like this.
If you're targeting people in a different country, that will completely change your marketing. If you're targeting someone in Russia, you have to do it in Russian. There's no point targeting someone in Russia and speaking French. So understanding who your customer is defines the approach. Social proof is basically gaining approval from large groups of other people. So that is what you would call something that is viral. Welcome to this Bright Ideas Leadership Roundtable.
Josiah will tell you that iSpace has gone through a 10-year journey. They're not even there yet. Like, I mean, in the beginning, it wasn't what you see it to be now. So if you are coming into this, know that it's a lot of hard work.
So, guys, so that is the journey. I hope you guys, it's just a very small part of a very long story, but it's been really, really incredible. So without further ado, challenge has more or less gone as planned. It has evolved into something a bit more. I've made amazing connections with really special people, people who are like-minded, who I hope we can work together on future projects. As you've seen from the VT, we set out to create impact, and I think that that's what we've managed to do. Hopefully you'll be able to hear more about that from the candidates themselves. So before we meet the candidates, please let us remind ourselves of what is up for grabs. So what is up for grabs? Obviously, the opportunity that's at stake. Just give me a quick second, guys. I would just like to share my screen. Just give me a second. I love the way this just pops up. Yeah, so I'm just going to remind everyone about what's up for grabs and all that kind of stuff. So just great. So yeah, so basically, just a reminder. We're going to be, obviously, the quest is not just about the money. Again, it's about finding a partner. So I'm going to be working with the winner to actually build out their business. Again, people, process, technology, information. That's big on that, building out the target operating model based on the business model canvas. We're going to, it's been an opportunity for the candidates to secure funding, kickstart the business, first-hand exposure, and showcase the, to showcase their own entrepreneurial flair. I've seen a lot of amazing creativity from each of the candidates, you know, just the way in which they've built out their ideas. It was an opportunity to gain a valuable practical business experience with the mentors and the different sort of case studies we've gone through, to work and leverage the experience of seasoned practitioners, which is something that they started from the beginning. They had a bit of that this week. It's going to go on into the next few weeks, and to expand their professional networks. So about the actual prize, obviously the first place prize is the business partner, which is myself, and the funding that goes with that. And then we also have other second place prizes, including mentoring and all that sort of stuff, and third place as well. As I already mentioned, there's audience prizes as well. So, you know, one of them, for example, is just sort of the Q&As that hopefully we can assess later. What we've been looking for is an idea that is pandemic proof, so unaffected by lockdown, social distancing rules, etc. Takes no longer than 30 days to launch, requires no more than the actual budget, which is $1,000 to design, launch, and operate for 30 days. There's no informal or formal pre-existing business commitments, partners, or owners, and it's legal to operate in the jurisdiction, which is whichever jurisdiction that the candidates are targeting, and capable of galvanizing social proof and validation online. Skills: excellent leadership, analytical problem solving, demonstration of business acumen, creativity, results driven, all the kind of stuff that you'd expect to see in someone who is able to build, execute, and grow a business. So yeah, that's kind of what's up. And yeah, so I think Yasmin, just to talk a little bit about social proof, because we're going to be talking about that a lot. So I just want to talk a little bit about it. Social proof is just very important because that is the way a lot of business, it's not just done now. It's always been a factor of how businesses operate in terms of the organic. So that helps them to minimize their sort of, let's say, advertising spend, etc. So that's something that I have injected into the challenge, because I think anyone who's really able to do that shows us that they're able to galvanize that buy-in from their own customers and create communities around their business idea. That's one of the things we're going to be looking at and judging against. The other thing is the strength of the idea. So the strength of the idea, we're looking at how you can build out your business to secure market share and grow and scale in the future, preferably one that is congruent with PESTEL to ensure that, you know, the political economic is favorable, right? We're also looking at the pandemic, which I already mentioned, and we're looking at things like personal brand, reputation, reliability, investment readiness. People build businesses and not the other way around, okay? So now I think it's time to meet the teams. So before we meet the teams, I'm going to, hopefully, I've shown you the actual project journey. Now I think I'm going to show you the journey of the teams. So if you can bear with me, I will just prepare that. I think you're going to love this. So we're going to go first with Team Knock Knock Market. So just
I love the name.
Yeah,
I know the name. I love it. Team Knock Knock Market.
Yeah. So Team Knock Knock Market is Antoinette, but she'll be able to introduce herself in a second. So I will just play her VT and let's share a bit of her journey.
Knock Knock Market. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Benedicta. I'm a part of the Bright Ideas Challenge 2020. So today I'm basically going to share my experience with my team members at the Africa Global Radio. Yes. So the founder of Gen X Experience organizing this challenge, Shelly Enze, gave us free slots to go and shoot our video at the Africa Global Radio. We're so excited. This for free. That was good. Like, we are enjoying it and we had fun with that day. The Senate representative of Actuarial Science 1 in KNUST. We believe that in a world full of similarities, What makes one different is problem solving.
Have you wondered that in your own comfort zone, you can send a list of essentials that you need from market centers and you have people deliver it to you right at your doorstep? Think about it.
Yeah, I'd like to share a few lessons. Firstly, I learned that you can learn in anything you put your mind to. For example, in my case, before I came across the Bright Ideas Challenge, I had never heard about SWOT analysis, pestle analysis, and all those things regarding business development. I learned that you have to focus on your niche because jack of all trades, master of none. I'm so excited to be here. So what I have, we are here for a live radio interview.
Well, I told you today we'll be having two teams from the Gen X Bright Ideas Challenge in the studio with us. So we have Team Knock Knock Market. Bright Ideas 2020 is an initiative of the Gen X experience to create economic opportunity and social change. Africa Global Radio, yes, yours truly, is a proud media partner of the Bright Ideas 2020 Challenge, and we're here to follow the story, the growth, the future of these young potential entrepreneurs. Now, I'm so happy to have candidate Antoinette of Knock Knock Market. Okay, how are you guys doing today? I'm doing very well. Okay, that's very good to hear. So tell us, I mean, to begin with, your name and your profession or what you study.
My name is Antoinette Rama Obusu, a student of University of Ghana, Legon, studying biological science.
What moved you to really want to be part of it?
I saw it as a learning opportunity to learn things that are not actually taught in school. So I saw it as a learning opportunity and a way to get good mentorship and good guidance.
So, Lily, Antoinette, well done. That was amazing. I hope you liked your stories. I hope you enjoyed it. You're on mute.
Hi.
How
Yeah,
was it
I did.
How was it watching your story back?
Please, I can't hear you clearly.
Oh. How was it watching your story back?
It was weird because I'm seeing myself. But it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I've spoken to your note, so I'd like to allow the judges to have a quick chat with you, if that's okay. So if we can start with Lily. Lily, if you could please have a chat with Antoinette.
All right. Hi, Antoinette. Glad to meet you. If you can hear me clearly, can you say so? Antoinette, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you clearly.
Right. Thank you for the job done so far. Really inspiring listening to you, especially because of the background you're coming from. Just a quick one. I want to know, have you how long did it take to think this through? What was the plan? Like, when did you conceive the idea, and how did you think that? How long did you think that this could be something that would scale up to be a business?
Because I didn't get the last part of your question, but
Right. So
I only got the part you said. How long did it take to conceive the idea?
right, that's it. So
And with
answer
that,
that.
okay, with that, it took about a month, but it came as like a random thought. So when I heard about the competition, that's when I gave it much thought. Yes, that was about 2 weeks before the competition.
Right. Have you had any? Have you spoken to people about their experience with ordering things and the kind of thing they're trying to solve? How many people,
Yeah.
you can say in numbers? What were their views about it?
Okay, I actually conducted a survey using Google Docs, and I got 96 people answering the survey, and with that, about about 40% of the people that answered said they have never used an online store to order for their grocery items, but would like to try something new. And the rest, which is 50%, said they have tried it and most didn't like the services. Some said things were too expensive. Others said the delivery took a little bit of the time to be like for it to be gotten to where they were. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So, thanks for this. I've gotten a fair idea of what you're trying to do. We'll hear from the other judges. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Lily, that's really good. I just wanted to, Antoinette, if you're ready, we can do the actual presentation. Are you nervous?
Very.
Is it my sound or?
Okay.
Is it my sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's great. Are you ready to go with your presentation?
Okay, I would. Yeah.
Don't be nervous. You've practiced. Just do your best, okay? Give it your best shot. You should be proud. Here goes.
Okay. Miss Shelley, please can I start now?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Please can you see my screen either?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Antoinette, a member of the Knock Knock Market team and a student of the University of Ghana, Legon. In my first year, there were times in between my class schedules I had to rush to the market to get all my grocery items, and sometimes I ran out of time. I realized that there was a better way to solve it, and with that, I came about with the Knock Knock Market. The Knock Knock Market is a platform, an online platform where people get to order their grocery items and have them delivered right at their doorstep. Our mission is to raise an effective online platform to enhance customer experience in purchasing items at the most convenient and fastest time. We aim to meet all needs of people excellently. Our vision is to be the most targeted online market to provide people with convenience and affordability. Our main target market is the students in the university. We realize that in Ghana, there are about 81 accredited private universities with 21 universities in Greater Accra. And also in University of Ghana, Legon, the total population is around 37,940 with an average student body of 4,520 per hall. And with this analysis, we realize that this number is a serviceable, obtainable market. Yeah. Meet Kwame Ofori. He's a student of the University of Ghana, Legon, who has a very busy schedule, but enjoys cooking as well. And he finds it frustrating to go to the market, which is very crowded, and sometimes there's not even enough parking space. With our business, our main key partners has to do with the supermarkets we'll be alliancing with, as well as the dispatch riders. Our customer relationship will mainly be through our website and a review, rating, and feedback system. We chose a website because we realized that now most people like me, which are college students, find it very difficult downloading apps, especially considering storage space. So we found that it will be more convenient using a website for the sales. And our channels, the channels through which we'll be reaching out is mainly through social media, which is Instagram and Facebook, since most of our target markets are found there. Also through traditional arts such as posters, flyers, which also can be done through social media. We are also considering using email marketing because through the survey I conducted, I was able to gather a few emails that can be used as my email list as time goes on. As I said earlier, our main marketing strategy is through Instagram and Facebook and email marketing. Currently, when it comes to social proof, we have about 602 people who have who have sorry who are happy about it and can't wait for this to be set out. In terms of SWOT analysis, we realize that our main strength is to offer personalized shopping services and also provide convenient, fast, and easy ways of people getting their items. Also, our packaging will be very improved and will be good. In terms of weaknesses, we lack entrepreneurial experience and don't have enough human resources and enough capital to fund. We know that with this business idea, we get the opportunity to open our own warehouses where we can store up wholesale products or produce that can be used directly to sell to people. We can also get the opportunity to gain contracts from companies. Our major threats include the fact that larger chains venturing into this opportunity can be very harmful, and also businesses that are already in existence, such as Jumia, can be very harmful to us. We have a team structure of 6, which involves the director, the digital marketing manager, the customer service representative, the web developer, inventory associates, and the dispatch riders. So this is how it is going to be run. First, the customer has to order for their items on our platform, which is the website. And then it will be confirmed by the inventory associate, who will then pick up the items and package them and hand them over to the dispatch riders for delivery. Thank you very much. Done.
Thank you, Antoinette. How was that? Are you feeling a bit more calmer now?
Quite.
That's great. Okay, so I'm going to add the judges back. Lily, I was a bit, let's say, keen to get you talking. So yes, please, if you could, if you have any other questions after you've seen the presentation now, that would be great.
Right. Sorry. So you can hear me clearly, right? Can you?
Lily, would
Right.
it help if I just talked to Lily? Would it help if I just a bit of a summary, just having worked a bit with Antoinette about just what my observations are, or should I do that afterwards? You want it? Okay. So yeah, I think the ideas come a long way. I think she's got an understanding of the potential for, you know, she's got big competitors and she's aware of that. So she's trying to find a niche, which is basically the student market, because she is her customer. So she will better be able to understand how she can try and differentiate the business. She's also considering in the longer term potentially franchising or packaging it up and franchising it going forward, but that's the kind of longer term view. So on that note, I hope that helps. I'll let you take it away. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. So I just have one question about the unique value proposition, right? Where you say that your cost, or the cost for delivery is what will set you apart from all the others you have around. I want to know how you're going to calculate how much people pay for the goods or the things they order for. How are you going to do that? How are you going to calculate to say you're paying this amount? Antoinette, do you get me?
Antoinette, how's your audio? I think she might be having audio issues. And can you hear Lily?
Antoinette, did you get me?
Please come again.
Right. So I was saying that one of your unique value propositions, what sets you apart from all the others available, you mentioned that it was going to be the delivery fee or the amount people pay for delivery. I want to know what the calculation will be based on. Have you thought of something?
Not much, but for what I know, if people like about, let's say 10 people order for items, right? And we know that because we are doing it mainly on university campuses, and we know that maybe two items, like two groups of items are going to this particular hall, two groups of items are going to this particular hall. It reduces the cost on our side because it's the same dispatch rider is going to deliver it to all the various halls at a time. So you don't have to go here, go here, go here, but they are paying individually for their delivery fares. Yes.
Right. So if I get it, the clue is to batch all goods going to a particular location.
Yes.
Right. In future, let me give you a hint. In future, you could consider loyalty packages, but think through again about how you want to calculate this. There are very beautiful packages that exist also outside. Thank you, and great work done so far.
Thank you.
Amish, the floor is yours if you are. Trig, are you available? I think Amish is not hearing us, or he's on mute.
Hi, Shelley. I can hear you.
Hey. Okay. Have you got some questions for Antoinette?
Yes. I had a few comments, Antoinette.
Okay.
I think that the storytelling elements for your pitch was great. It helped to give some context. So well done. And I think your approach to use a website over a mobile app is also brilliant. My comment is remember to keep it mobile friendly. By that I mean, even though it's a website, most of your students are going to access it on their phones, so it should look like an app even though they're using it on their phone. And I think that the suggestion Lily gave you about grouping your deliveries and considering loyalty programs, etc., it's a great way for you to consider how you will save money, especially when you are starting. like I was saying at the beginning, that's where your unit economics come in. So you want to reduce as much in spending in your deliveries as possible. So one way is what you said, group the deliveries, but you can also consider time of the day for deliveries. So you can say as Knock Knock Market, we are going to deliver 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. every day. And if you want it on a special time, then you can pay premium for delivery, something like that, so that you can save time, right? I have just 2 questions for you, also to let you think about how you're going to get, first of all, your first 5 customers. Have you thought about it? If we were to give you money now and say, okay, Knock Knock Markets, get your first 5 customers, how exactly are you going to do it?
Very good question.
Did you get the question?
Yes, you said if I'm to get the money right now and you say you should get the first 5 customers, how am I going to do that?
Exactly.
Okay, so as at now, school is in session, so it's not in session. So the most I can do is to visit offices and share my flyers, with them, because I know that with this particular problem, it's not just college students that are facing it. There are also people in offices who barely get time to go out and do their shopping and would want such a service to be rendered. But I found it more convenient dealing with students because it's like that's my niche. But if as and now I'm supposed to do that, I'll go to the business people. Yes, and I know I'll get them.
Okay, great. I like that answer. It will interest you to know that we have a couple of University of Ghana students doing something very similar, especially during COVID. So they go to door to their lecturers and shop for them, especially the older ones who didn't want to go out because of health reasons. I think you have some of your mates, exactly. So you have some of your mates doing something similar, and that's why I'm asking, so that you'll be able to piggyback on what they are doing. And you also mentioned that you were going to use Instagram, right, for your marketing. Yeah, so I think that that's a great place to start. Yes, because of the kind of people that you're targeting, particularly students. So if you were to get your first 5 customers right now, I think that those approaches are great. So you can consider those as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
you. So my last question would be, are you aware, and I've already mentioned some, but are you aware of any other services doing something similar to Knock Knock Market, and what are your plans to differentiate yourself?
Yes, I'm very aware there are other groups doing something similar. But for me, I believe that the quality counts, because sometimes I've seen the flyers. I've not patronized any of their services, but I spoke to people who have patronized services which are similar to this, and the feedback I got was mainly about affordability, because students care about their money. They really care about their money more than time, sort of. So that's like one particular thing I'm really on. And that's why I would want to partner with people who have it in wholesale, because getting it from wholesale to people is much cheaper than going to a retail shop to come and sell to them the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. Then I think all you need to do now is start. So I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Great questions. We also have some questions from the audience. Some people are asking about, have you considered partnership with vendors on campus that can help you beat the cost? Antoinette, I won't let you answer that for now. Thank you for that really good question. That was really good. I just want to go to Trigmatic to hear what questions he has.
Hi, Antoinette.
Hi.
That was a beautiful presentation, and I must
Thank
say,
you.
I love the name Knock Knock
Thank
Market.
you.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you very much.
And I mean, for the target markets you have, I think it's a great name that works. I mean, everybody knows Knock Knock is a way of seeking entrance into somebody's home.
Yeah.
How being very Ghanaian biased, I mean, I would have thought that it would be home based, but that's just by the way. Um, one thing that I picked up is when you were answering your first five customers when with the last judge, and when he asked you about your first five customers. Often when this is just a comment, often when business people or people are starting business and the business is very young, they look too far away from them. I mean, if you ask me, I would think your first five customers should be a few friends around you or a few people because between
Okay.
a few that you have spoken to, so you quickly should have the potential identifying potential customers anywhere you find yourself. So you don't look too far
Sure.
away.
Mhm.
When you know
Okay.
you have a few, you're choosing the websites over the apps because I've been in that space before that the app culture wasn't really a thing, especially here. Um, one question I wanted to ask you was about the was about students because you're targeting students. I was I would think because I visited us so much into students seem to have even though well because they're always in a rush to do something. When
Yeah.
I was in uni, I don't remember the last time I actually sat at home, sat in my hostel to want to cook a meal. So that was my little yeah that was just my little the little negative I had about that. But however, there are still some students who cook.
Yeah.
But I felt like in school, I never had time to cook, and I'm sure there are a lot of students like myself. With the delivery, you didn't touch much on your risk management plan because if it's a buy card, a lot of times I've used this service and my products will come and they don't look good. So I think that in your pitching, maybe you should have touched a little bit. But let me ask you, how what will make that different from your service different from any other one, especially when it comes to how my products the products will look when they're delivered to me?
Okay. Okay. So, like I said previously, we are looking into partnering with people who we are not going to do any retail like go to the market and see any market woman and say we want to partner with you and we are buying it to go and give to someone because with that we are not sure of the quality of whatever we are buying. So we are looking into partnering with someone that we can actually check the quality of the product. So it's not like we are just, for example, if it's tomatoes, we are just carrying any kind of tomatoes and going to deliver it to someone who ordered it because that will not sell well. Yes. So
Okay, well, in your presentation, be my last question. In your presentation, you mentioned your company structure, and I was for a new company. Wouldn't you look rather into employing e a lot of staff, like to cut down the staffing that you're looking at, so you don't waste a lot of money on paying salaries?
most no, the only people that will be permanent workers will be the dispatch riders and the inventory associates. The rest are out, they'll be outsourced. So when their services are required, that's when we will get them on board. Because for a website developer, all we need for that person to do is to create a website and probably once in a while maintenance. So those people are not fixed. It's variable. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. And that was a beautiful presentation, by the way. I love the name, Knock Knock.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trig. Antoinette, what I think you should also make people aware of is the fact that we're considering with the website using PWA, so that is mobile friendly because it basically
mobile friendly.
Yeah, exactly. So I do have to ask some questions. So the guys have, excellent questions there. What I'd like to ask about, because one of the things we're going to be talking about judging is the personal branding. So in the challenge, what do you think you could have done better, and what's been your best moment in terms of what you've enjoyed the most, and what do you think you could have done better in terms of just? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. No, okay, I can hear you now.
My...
It's better now.
Okay. What was your best moment to date? Yeah. And in terms of the personal brand, what do you think you could have done better in terms of showing your investment readiness? I think you didn't hear me. I love your face. Antoinette, can you hear me?
I'm not getting the question clearly.
Okay, just can you just check in the chat? Can you check in the chat?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, please. I can hear you now.
Okay. Can you see my question in the chat?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I was asking for your best moments during the challenge. Oh, I think we might have to move on, guys. Sorry, Antoinette, it's fine. I just hopefully we can come to that a bit later. But well done. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to sadly press on with the other guys. So let's move. Let's move on to there were two audience questions. So someone was asking, might it be too early to ask what the scaling plan is to other campuses?
Okay. 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 So, my best moments during the challenge was meeting new people.
I think Antoinette. I think.
Pardon?
I think your audio. I think there's a huge delay because I think you're answering the question I asked before. So, do you mind if we push on? Yeah, there's a big lag, so we can hear you, but it's about.
Best moment during the
oh.
challenge was meeting new people.
Okay, so we're gonna have to push it. I'm so sorry, Antoinette. We'll catch up with you later. So at the moment, we're gonna move on to the next team, which is team Simply You Wear, and that is headed by the fabulous Una. Una, welcome. I hope you're ready because this is your time to shine. Una, can you hear me? She looks frozen. Can you? Oh, can you hear me? You may be on mute. Oh, I can't hear you, sadly. Can anyone hear Una? Please type. Oh, guys, please type in the chat if you can hear Una. Una, sadly, we can't hear you. I'm not sure what's going on with your connection. So I think for the interest of time, yeah, we can't hear you, I'm afraid. So I think in the interest of time, Una, can you see if you can reconnect? In the meantime, I think I might connect with Team Clade. So Collins, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Let me know you're good to roll. Yep. Looks like Una, how about you try and connect, and then we can try and get you back with a very good audio so you can do your presentation. Okay. So I'm going to connect Collins. So Collins, I'll let you introduce yourself when we're ready. And Collins, I'll just also let you.
Hi, my name is Collins.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Hi, my name is Collins, a 21-year-old computer science final year major at Ashesi University. What else do I need to say?
How you feeling, Collins?
Quite. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so before we do your presentation, we're going to look a bit at your journey. It's gone quite fast, hasn't it? I bet you were dreading. There were days you wish it would just be over, but now it's over.
No, I was enjoying the process.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Okay, super. So yeah, it's been good. Let's connect to your journey. I'm just gonna share your story. So it's been good. Okay. Yeah. Team Aid.
Hello, my name is Adjoa Sabia Enta. I'm 21 years old, and in Clade, I'm in the HR department.
Hello, my name is Collins, a computer science major from Ashesi.
Hello, I'm Nanadra, studying HR and psychology.
Hey, Collins, I hear that some people are struggling with the sound. Can you hear me? Were you able to follow that?
I can hear you, but the sound for the video stopped at some point.
Oh, that's weird. Not quite sure. How far in before it stopped?
When we start when we start introducing ourselves before the studio shoot at AGR.
Okay, let me try and refresh and see what's going on. I'm not quite sure why that's happening, but I'll give it another shoot and try again. So sorry about that. So,
Hello.
Science major from Ashesi.
Yeah, it's weird because I
Hello,
can
I'm
hear.
Nanadra, studying HR and psychology
I can
at
hear
the
it from
University
here.
of Ghana.
Hello.
I can hear
I'm
from here.
Let me try.
Administration at Ashesi University. Hello.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
We are
It's coming again.
Everything that I learned during last week's roundtable session.
So over the week, we have been studying about marketing, digital marketing, how to advertise, how to target our customers. And it has really taught me how to fetch in as to which customer we should focus on, because not knowing the customers you should focus on, it undermines us in whatever marketing activity you want to do.
I learned that our personal brand is something that should be taken seriously, as it can be the deciding factor that gets us a given opportunity. I also learned that our actions and decisions all contribute towards our reputation and brand.
Hi guys. How are you guys doing? That's fantastic. So what made you decide to take part in it?
We joined mainly because we felt this would be a great learning experience.
What were your expectations joining this challenge?
Family, we're looking for some funds to, kickstart a business.
Yeah.
First of all, you need like-minded people to help you, solidify your idea
Mm-hmm.
and make it a market-ready product.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we hopped on to, go through this experience.
Yeah.
So, expectation, a great learning experience, also
Mm-hmm.
get some funds to kickstart, get some partners, mentors.
Have your expectations been met?
It's been exceeded.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's great. That is great.
It's actually been exceeded because what actually made this our choice was because it's a new initiative,
Mm-hmm.
right? And our founder, Madam Sherry,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, shout out.
I know. Okay, so shout out to you, Shirley, and Zed.
Yeah, we have enjoyed a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it's a new initiative, and she bringing on board all the partners, mentors, and it's been amazing. The learning experience, what she has been teaching us day to day, our weekly lessons. It's been a great experience, which I feel it's actually a worth it initiative.
Well, that's great. So then, surely you're listening, and then to everybody listening, this should tell you that the expectations have been exceeded, and that means the journey has been great. The learning curve, everything has been smooth, and they've picked up some things. When I say smooth, you heard him say it's not like all smooth, but things are going well. They are learning from whatever setbacks they land themselves into, which is a great thing. So, assuming there's someone out there who's listening to us right now and thinking, okay, I didn't hear about this early, and this part is already gone. So then I'll try to apply the next side. What would you want to tell them?
Well, we'll tell them to definitely go for it, because the experience is just amazing. You learn so much, you experience so much, and everyone who has participated can say for a fact that they've learned things that will help them throughout their whole lives. And even if you participate and you don't win, but you get these great connections with people, and this will just continue to help you.
Well, that is amazing. So you heard it.
Okay, guys. So, Team Clade, we also have Derry on the stream. Hi, Derry. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
I see you're here to give Mr. Collins some what's it called, moral support. I see Adjoa is in the stream. Hi, Adjoa. How are you? Thank you so much. She's giving her support, guys. Adjoa's part of the team, guys. Where's Brian? I miss Brian. Where is he? Is he here?
He's in the stream.
I think he must have fallen off.
Yeah, he must have fallen off.
Yeah, he must have fallen off. So if he comes back, I'll let him back on. Okay, Team Clade, you're ready to go with your presentation. Collins, I'm going to hand over to you. Feel free to take it away when you're ready.
Right. Hi, my name is Collins, and I'm the CEO of Clade. Meet Clarence, a 41-year-old anesthetist living in Accra and working at the Kolebu Cardiothoracic Unit. Clarence has heard of a neighbor getting robbed and is concerned about his family since he's often on duty at night and will not be home should there be a robbery to protect his family. He needs a way to keep his home and family safe, even as he does his night shift. So basically a way to monitor the activities or the ongoings in his home while saving lives in the hospital. All Clarence also wants is a way to gradually move from the public sector into the private sector by producing anesthetical medication. In order to do this, he'll need a way to monitor his company's cash flows and financial positions, even while on days when he has to stay at home with his family. So Clarence is not alone in this problem, and Clarence is not paranoid, right? Every year, an average of 425,000 average class or mid-class earning Ghanaians fall victim to armed robberies, resulting in 500 deaths in situations where people are unable to give the robbers the money they need or the substance they are looking for. Accra is the hardest hit with 70,000 average robberies per year, meaning Clarence is right to be quite skeptical. This is where Clade comes in. We would like to provide people like Clarence and other Ghanaians in the middle class with an affordable smart home security system and a data analysis system so that they can keep their families, their homes, and their properties safe, even as they monitor their business position and grow. So the smart security system is basically a system of sensors placed strategically around the home of the client and controlled by a base artificial intelligence, which coordinates and senses intruder break-ins and other penetrations or signs of danger. The system simply picks up on any signs of danger or break-in and notifies any emergency personnel or emergency contacts based on the client's specification. In order to procure this system, all the client needs to do is call or visit the website, order the package. The package will be delivered to the client within 24 hours, and the client sets up the system and we turn on our end of the artificial intelligence remotely. Now, this system is being manufactured externally or outside Ghana, being shipped to Ghana by DHL and being stored by Spoof and also being delivered by Spoof. So our data-driven business model is basically a package that allows clients to provide us with their business data or their financial data for a financial period. We pass the information through our artificial analysis system, and the stats go through further analysis by our statistical analysis team, and then we give feedback to clients on their position, where they want to go, and how to get to where they want to go. So from all this, we simply generate revenue firstly by selling our security systems, because we want to be able to show clients that we can be a sustainable business before we proceed to give them business advice. Our system goes for $174 as compared to other systems that, for example, Simply Safe, that goes for $183 and hasn't penetrated the African market, and Ring Securities, which goes for $249, but also hasn't penetrated the African market significantly yet. So further on, speaking about how we make money, our market strategy is to contact or reach out to our clients by using LinkedIn and Facebook, since the majority of our target market is found on these platforms, with an estimated 56.45% of the population being in the middle class, with 2 billion homes having access to internet and other mobile network services. We break it down to 900,000 homes in Accra, which go according to all our parameters, and focus more directly on 200,000 homes. So we focus on serving 200,000 homes before expanding to meet the larger expectations or meet the larger number. Right. So the team is made up of myself working on the computer science end of the system, Gilbert Derry, who will be working on our marketing strategy and our marketing plans, Brian Butcher, who will be working on our financials, and Nanadra, who will be working on the logistics. We're affiliated with Dr. Gordon Adomja, who would be mentoring our design thinking, who has been mentoring our design thinking process. We also have Dr. Nathan Amankwa, who will be advising us on our IoT setup and our IT system setup. Mr. Samuel Kiasari, who is an experienced data analyst and software engineer, who will also be advising us on our artificial intelligence development, and Mr. Okubako, who will be giving us advice on our engineering and electronics end of our sensor systems, right? So our key partners in production is the Wale Group, which has been producing security systems for the past 9 years. DHL will be handling shipping, and Swoof will be handling delivery and storage. So before I leave you, I'd like to remind you to work with Africa, grow with Africa, and grow with Cleared. I am because you are. We are all African, so don't just dream, do. Thank you very much.
Wow. Okay. How was that? Do you feel you did? I thought that was a very good presentation. I'm just going to hand over to the judges who are presiding over this. So Lily, I'm also going to add a Mesh and Trig. So let's start with Lily. Lily, what did you think of that? Okay, should we go to Amish? Amish, are you ready with questions?
Actually, I want Amish to have a take on this. I'm trying to catch up because
Is there a bit of a delay?
So if Amish can kickstart, then I follow right after him.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen now. Sharing my screen now, if that would help.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Let me add your screen again. So Amish, are you ready for questions? There may be a bit of a delay on the lines, so we're getting some love for you, Colin. So well done there. That being said, it's from a team member. That doesn't count. But Sugar Boy thinks Sugar Boy likes your idea, so that's great. We have some questions as well. I'm going to come to that later. Judges, Amish, are you online? Hope we're not having the same internet connections we're having last time. Okay, Trig, are you ready to go? I might have to move to Trig at this point. Yes, Trig, is that you? Or is that Amish? Can you come on video so I can see who's speaking? Trig, who's judges, please? Okay, Trig, thank you so much. Yes. Hey, Trig. Take it
away.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Trig, can you hear us? Oh, he might be having some connection problems. Okay. Let me just check if the judges are in. Trig, are you ready? Collins, I think they're so dumbfounded by your presentation. They're like, wow. Trig is like, nah, I'm here to ask some questions. Okay, Trig, take it away.
Okay, Collins, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you.
I don't know what it is, but can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So.
Okay. I think the judges can hear me. Okay. All right. Good. So, Collins, I wanted to say that this is a beautiful presentation. I am particularly very excited because you're thinking futuristic, because that's where the future is. Very soon, money is gonna come from data analysis, data collection, and stuff like that. And if that's where you're looking at, then I really am digging your idea. Even if I had any questions, I'm clouded by the fact that you're thinking ahead of the time. In as much as the few challenges that I probably will see is with data, um, or sorry, internet service actually, and from our side of the world, if the product if this product should be sort of if she should be embraced here locally, our services, I mean, even now we're having issues with our connection. So that will be one of the challenges. But I love the fact that you're thinking futuristic, because this is the future, is the near future, and COVID has taught us that this is how the future is going to look like. So I love the fact that thinking around this area. I'm really interested. But I wanted to find out how much a product will cost, like the unit cost. I didn't get that.
Okay, the unit cost was the unit cost is $174, which is basically 1,000 CDs.
Okay.
So we
Okay,
factored
which I think, looking at the market, we factored. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So we factored in the average income of people we feel are a bit underpaid, which comprises of teachers and people in those professions, nurses, and those people who usually get their pay late, and we factored in the cost of producing the system and the advantages of using such a system, and then came came to a conclusion on the price, basically.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I believe in value. If the value is good, you would pay, because looking at the target you're mentioning, you're looking at people who are on LinkedIn, and people who probably will find the need to want to secure their finances. So obviously, and with the example you gave, you must be earning some kind of money, or some amount of money, um, to want to. So you have a niche that you're looking at. My other question will be with how you intend to locally. I'm very worried about our market. How do you intend to market this?
Okay, so first of all, in terms of the internet connectivity concerns, the first thing we factored into our system when thinking about the internet connectivity concerns is we wanted to make everybody's package kind of self-sufficient in their own home. So the system uses a, a transmission system which is similar to Bluetooth. So within your home, all the sensors speak to your main coordination system using a system like Bluetooth, right? So that doesn't need any connectivity with an external service like MTN or Vodafone or so on and so forth. But in order for you to obtain the optional 24/7 system from our end, you just need to make sure that you will be able to consistently have internet connection. And even if you can't, in the period in which you do have internet connection, the machine in your home will give us feedback that this is what has happened while the machine wasn't able to communicate with us. So, but regardless of your internet connectivity with the main or the wider system, your unit would keep your home secure, or all the sensors will speak to each other without MTN or Vodafone or bad connections getting into your way. Because Bluetooth is a bit short ranged, but it is very consistent when it comes to things like this.
All right, I'll leave you for now. But I love it. I love where you're going with this idea. I wish you all the best, and I'd want to see how this looks like. I'm excited about it.
Thank you very much.
Hey, that was a sigh if I ever heard one, Trig. That was a very deep sigh. Certainly got you thinking, I think. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next job. We're going to move on to, hey, Derry, I can see Derry there smiling. Let's try Lily. I think you're ready. I'm going to add Lily to the feed. Good luck, Collins. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lily.
Right. So thank you, Collins, for your presentation. I dropped off for some parts, but
That's terrible.
yeah, it's something beautiful you're doing. I've gotten some hints already, but I always come back to the markets because I've seen people who have done stuff and have to shelf it for later use. So let's come back to your market. Have you tried this with anyone? What research did you do, and what survey of some sort did you conduct before having this out? Especially because you're looking at access and affordability in our region. You're looking at the rich, what people can actually use to access your solution. So because we want to do something that's really relatable, so I want to know exactly which people you targeted first off, and if you did any form of experiment or survey before having this out, or thinking about having it out.
Okay, so the first step of our research, or my personal research before I gathered the team, was during my work with Cowbank. I was working in their IT department, and I was working a lot with the people downstairs, or the cashiers who actually meet people. So during my interactions with everybody in the building, you get to hear people's stories about how safe they feel in their neighborhood, and then you ask quite a lot of questions about Shelley would vouch for this, about how they would like to, if they had a system that would text them without getting in their way or having cameras on them 24/7, would they be interested? And then they're so excited about it, and I'm like, okay. So that was last year. So from last year, I started doing some research and asking questions to other people within the price range that I was talking about. So I spoke to people who teach in secondary school and people who are past victims of robberies. And when you talk to some of these people, they're kind of scarred by the events, the effects of being robbed, right? So spoke to them and got to know that this is something that people actually value, and they've tried other solutions to the problem, like getting some cheap security cam for like 500 CDs or those kind of stuff, or getting a security guard or paying a security service. And then you hear stories about the security guard being asleep on duty or a security guard being bribed or something like that, right? So us using artificial intelligence means there's no case of the AI sleeping on duty, and there's no case of the AI being bribed unless you can like give it Bitcoin or something. But yeah, and also when it comes to research and testing our system, we have been testing our system for the past 3 months. Even before the Bright Ideas Challenge, we started checking the system out. Then our partners who will be working on actual hardware have been in the system for 9 years, producing high quality security systems for 9 years. So our plan is to partner with them on the hardware, and then eventually, as let's say machines develop more in Ghana, we can produce the hardware ourselves in Ghana, or manufacture the hardware ourselves in Ghana with the past knowledge we gained from working with the experienced people in the field, right? And also in terms of the artificial intelligence, we've been, like I said, we've been testing it for the past few months. So all we need to do now is to work on integration and making sure that people actually understand how to set up the system in their homes without getting confused about it. So people, that's all we have to work on now.
Right. I like that. I like the idea. I'm thinking about how you'll be able to scale this. I know you've spoken to quite a number of people, but let's look at. Have you looked at a community approach to offering the security you have? You know, people would we want to think about people not having, say, the funds first, and want to even think low tech, even in Ghana, because we have access as a problem, we have affordability. Have you thought of a community approach where you deploy your service for a particular community? Maybe something to reduce the cost and having more people sign up. I don't know if you thought of something like that.
Yeah, so those are specific case bundles, and those come as part of other packages. So those are user specific. For those ones, first of all, we realized that if you get one house on a security system, and then people are talking in the neighborhood like, oh, I mean, I'm using the security system. Oh, really? Where did you get it from? That kind of stuff. So when you get a network of like five or 7 homes, you realize that the homes can teach each other about, maybe, let's say one home has been broken in this point in time at this point in time, right? So all the other security systems in that proximity will be on high alert and those kind of stuff. But then those are kind of case specific. So we work on that as an case comes.
Right. You may have to look at that. For scaling up, and like we all know, in Ghana, even skill wise, there's a gap. So even having the digital literacy to be able to navigate and understand all these. So maybe you can look at a community approach, number one. Number two, even look at partnership, local companies. People do all these surveillance and everything. Maybe you can look at that also. And I want to conclude and ask about I heard you mention something, a figure in dollars. Maybe you can tell us about it, and let's also see if you're able to do something with regards to loyalty packages. I mentioned community wise, but tell us how you came about that particular price. The amount, and let's see how you got there. Is it something that is realistic considering all that you have to do?
So in terms of the price, first of all, I think that's on the screen now. Right. So we first of all named the price in dollars because of the available competition have their prices in dollars, right? And they're not in Ghana yet, but they might want to penetrate the African market as and when time goes on, right? So Ring tried to penetrate the Ghanaian market a year ago. How do you call it? They kind of pulled back because getting the network service. Their services are dependent on people sitting behind the camera and watching people's homes for 24/7 subscription. Now this is AI based, right? So the reason why our cost is cut down because we don't have to pay people to keep track of security cameras. It's an artificial intelligence, and to the people we partnered with are how do you call it? We got a good deal in the hardware manufacturing, which also factors in getting the price down. And the price point was set considering the salaries of, like I said, the people who, first of all, people who have a substantial and consistent income, like people who work in banks or people who work in insurance companies or those kind of people who get consistent cash inflow, and considering people who often get their salaries delayed by whatsoever means, like nurses, teachers, and those kind of people, right? So first of all, they're receiving lower money, but their salaries are delayed for some period of time. So usually they're not willing to buy these, should I call them peripheral, right? So we've factored those kind of people and the higher end people into it when coming to our price. And then we factored the manufacturing, the good deal that we got in the manufacturing and the process of getting it to Ghana, process of delivering it, and all those things into arriving by the final value. But for comparison reasons is to compare with the other companies that have a working system, we decided to change this to dollars, so it's just standardized and you can see it straight away. Okay, fine, there's 183, there's 249, and this is 174.
All right. Okay, so let me conclude. I think like Trix said, this is something that can scale up well. We need some more work to be done, and I want to just remind everyone and you also that yes, the future is tech, the future is data driven, the future is it seems undoable until it catches up with us and we're able to do it. But I need us all and need you to do a lot on the market research. Think about alternatives to actually implementing that are a bit low tech but still implementable. And then this is a good idea. And thank you for leading or showing us how it's done tech wise. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your questions and comments. Thank you.
Lily, thank you so much. There's always a reason why I ask Lily on my project. Great submission there. So, I wanted to ask, hopefully on the behalf of Amish, he's having some problems, so I was hoping to ask some questions on his behalf. So I hope you'll send me some when he's able to get a good connection. But Collins, I just wanted to touch on the cost element because we spoke a little bit about this during our mentoring sessions. And I wanted to ask if you've been able to ascertain with your supplier what the Incoterms are, because the Incoterms will determine hugely the actual door-to-door price. You know what I mean? So have you been able to ascertain that?
Yeah, that is the value under importation. So they are willing to work with DHL on getting the substance to us. So they just handle the manufacturing for the 5,000, hand over to DHL, and DHL hands it over and deals with the importation, clearance, and all that. So all we have to do is sign up and pick up at DHL and get it to Swoop, or DHL moves it directly to Swoop and they sign up and it's handed over to them.
So does that mean that the price, is it X Works or is it FOB?
Right. I said, I was saying it's DHL. I think it's X Works. Yeah. DHL said they would handle that part.
So they'd pick it up from the suppliers where?
Yeah, directly from them. Directly from
Okay, fine. From the warehouse.
Yeah, directly from
in terms of the lead time.
Quality.
Yeah, in terms of the lead time delivery, do you have an idea what that lead time is in terms of days? How long?
24 hours. Okay.
24-hour delivery.
Yeah, 24-hour delivery.
Is that by air freight?
No. Oh, you mean from DHL? Oh, okay. I thought you meant around
South Asia.
From South Asia. Okay, that takes what is it? 2 weeks. Yeah, that takes 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. And then did you find out if there's a problem, if there's like some faults, who's going to handle that? Who's going to pick up the cost of that?
With the faults with the hardware or faults on the AI end?
Hardware, yeah.
Faults with the hardware, Wally have decided to take that up because they believe, so when they were speaking to me, they felt their system is high standard, which is why we have to pay a premium for that. So should there be any cost of manufacturing or should the system be substandard, cater the cost for that?
Okay. You have to make sure your customers are prepared to pay that premium. All right, so I'm just going to move on. Amish has submitted some questions, so I hope you've got some time for that. How do you guarantee security if you don't control your manufacturing?
Right. Oh, so first of all, I have affiliates in China who have used Wally systems, and actually, how do you call it? They were the people who asked me or linked me with Wally and said that, oh, this is one of the people who produce most of the security systems that are used in this area, and it's quite good and quite consistent. So those are the people I trusted to get me the link to Wally. Initially, I was going to use Alibaba and just scout around for people who manufacture, but after hearing that testimonial and seeing their track record, I approached them on Alibaba. Yeah.
Okay, I think Amish might be back. I'd like him to ask his own questions because the responses are also quite important. So I'm hoping that he's got a good enough connection to ask. Because what I would say is, I think Amish, are you back? Yeah, looks like it.
Hi, Shirley. Yes, I am. Hi, Team Clad. How are you?
Okay, I'll let you.
I'm good.
Great. I love your product, love the idea behind it, particularly because it's tech focused. Lily has mentioned almost everything I wanted to ask you. So going forward, it will be interesting to know what you do around security and also handling logistics. Part of what we do at Blue Space, the company I'm working with, is also working with original equipment manufacturers, OEMs. And the question around insurance for products is very important. So if you have agreed with the team in China or Asia, that's great. It would be great to have it in writing. And I am curious to see how you roll out your first products, especially because you are targeting high income customer segments. Although you are also mentioning nurses, teachers, etc. So I wanted to know if you are going to have a way to discount the prices for those segments as well.
Oh no, when I mentioned them, I just mentioned that they were factored the pricing to begin with. Like they're the reason. So initially our initial price point was around 2,000 cedis, and then we checked on the average salaries of these people, checked on our manufacturing, got a better deal on the delivery and all those things, and then factored it into reducing the price.
Okay.
So, yeah,
okay.
we wanted the first because we want to make sure that even if
so
you
the
have
price is reduced now to accommodate these people. Okay. All right then. Great. Okay. Well, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
That was very short and concise. Thank you so much, Amish. I must say there have been so many audience questions for this presentation. I have absolutely nowhere to start. I will pick one though, which I thought was quite interesting. So if you have asked questions, thank you. Keep asking these amazing questions. I will just kind of pick the ones that I think are quite interesting. But yes, keep coming. So this question was this question was asked by, I think it was Desmond Mensa, just trying to find it. And the question he asked was, in this presentation, nope, that is not the one. The question was, they said in the presentation, are you pitching two ideas? Because I think there was one about the security home systems and there was one about the data-driven stuff. So I think there might be some confusion there that you may wish to clarify.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's kind of a joint initiative or a joint system, basically. So we're starting with the smart security system, and data-driven business advice, and as Trigmatic said, is kind of the future of entrepreneurship and businesses. So we realized that even when doing our research for our market size, analytics, and all of that, statistics on a lot of stuff just kind of end at some point, right? And also outside the country, we have systems like Tableau that offer systems that allow you to track your business financials and all those things over a period of time. There's no one that really functions properly for the Ghanaian market or for the Ghanaian system, right? So we felt, or at Ashesi, we do a lot of design thinking courses and leadership courses. And we felt as part of our system, giving a platform to sole proprietors, entrepreneurs, other businesses in order to do this analysis or handle this kind of analysis that's needed to grow their businesses and track their businesses properly is very important. So that's why that second system or that second package was created. The main package is the smart security system to help people to keep what they have in the first place. And the second system is helping them to grow what they have.
Yeah. Okay. I think really the takeaway from that is if you put too many options on the table, it confuses the audience. Do you see what I mean? So yeah. Listen, that was an amazing defense of your idea. I think the idea is very cutting edge, very cool. Thank you so much, Collins. We'll come back to you later.
Thank you.
And I hope you're enjoying the rest of it. Thank you. Okay, cool. So guys, we're gonna move on to team Simply You Wear. Una, I hope you're good. I hope your sound is good as well. Do you want to test it? Do you want to talk? Una. Oh no. Oh dear. Una, we can't hear you, I'm afraid. This is really sad. Can anyone hear? It might be my sound. Please type. Yes. Was it the mute button? We can hear you now.
You can hear me now.
I think, yes. I think there's a bit of a lag, but yes, we can hear you. So if you're ready with your presentation, we're good to go.
Okay.
Just while you're getting that, I'm going to play Una's story. So, oh great, yeah, people can hear you now, Una. So that's fine. So, but just before we get to your presentation, Una, we're gonna watch a bit of your stories to date so far. So, I hope you enjoy it. Okay.
Hi everyone. And I believe that entrepreneurship is one of the great strides we need to make as individuals to help Ghana become a better place. I'm here to talk about the lessons I've learned for this week. See clarification. I need to always ask for clarification if I do not understand. I'm not too sure. I don't have to assume. Marketing strategy is a key part of the business that needs to be looked at, and there are two types: organic and then paid. Also, I learned about connecting with people to get more likes for my YouTube video. that social proof is very key, that you need to get people who believe in the business and who can support it. This week, I've learned to take good feedback, work on it, and then give results. Hi, hello everyone. My name is Una for Simply University. I'm excited to be here.
Now, I'm so happy to have candidate Una Na Ashile Laye of Team Simply You Were. What made you want to take part in it?
This year, I was thinking of setting up a new business that's a clothing line, but I wanted something that will be to boost Ghana as a whole, because sometimes we do make complaints and then bring about problems saying that Ghana is this and that. But if we want to write the story and tell our story, we need to be part of that story, and we need to write it. And writing it, I thought, yeah, I need to do something that has an African touch rather than just selling maybe imported dresses. Why don't I do something that will help the Ghanaian economy and then also promote Africanism? Yeah.
That's a great thing. That's a great inspiration to take part in the challenge. When you joined, I mean, what did you expect?
I was expecting a whole new experience concerning setting up a business, getting more information about marketing strategy and branding. Yeah, and it's been amazing. I've gotten a lot from this program, learning about marketing, branding yourself, and timing is very key. That you can do the best of things, but if you're not on time with your partners, they may not even appreciate the effort that you put in. So time is very key. And yeah, marketing is also key. Reaching out to your customers, knowing where they are. You do not need to be on all social media platforms to market your goods. You need to know where exactly you can find your customer, and then you reach out to them. Yes, so the experience has been great. And also concerning pitching a business, it's amazing. A business has a lot of areas, but you're supposed to do it within 8 minutes. Yeah, and it's really teaching me a lot of things. Yeah.
With everything you've said, can we say that your expectations have been met?
It has been exceeded, yes. The experience, as I said earlier on, has been very great. And I'm so thankful to Shirley Inze for such an opportunity.
So, for those listening and for those who might want to sign up for the next cycle, what would you want to tell them?
They shouldn't relax if they get the opportunity. They should just jump to it and then start. Sometimes you want to think about things twice. No, just start, and then you enjoy the whole experience.
Great. Okay, Una. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So are you ready to do your presentation?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great.
Can I start?
Yes, you
Hello?
may. Yes.
I can start now. Okay. Good
Yes,
evening,
go for it.
ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Una, and I'm privileged to be here today to do this presentation. Okay, so imagine if I gave you a free gift voucher to Mr. Price. I can imagine the excitement. What are you going to get? From the latest fashionable shirts to the latest denim jeans to the latest peplum dress, and the list goes on and on. Well, it looks like the Western fashion has come to stay. But what happens to the Ghanaian industry, the local industry? What happens to that Ghanaian brand, the African touch? And that's where we come in, Simply You, a stylish African fashion, where we are going to blend these two. Okay, so that's our vision. We seek to be a brand that promotes African identity, local business, social impact with the use of fashion. And we are a brand that helps you to be who you are, simply you. Our value proposition is to creatively use denim and African print to style clothes, revive the use of batik
to creatively style clothes and also grow the local industry where every activity in the value chain will be done in Ghana, getting the skills of the dressmaker, transporting that fabric to the dressmaker to the client as well, dispatching, getting that African print. And batik is also produced in Ghana. So every activity will be to grow the local industry. What is the problem that we seek to resolve? The Ghanaians have a taste for foreign goods, and this affects the sales of locally produced goods. So we come in and then we are still making that attractive ready-made dresses or clothes to keep up with the fashion trend. So you do not miss out. We know that the Western fashion are very nice, they are very attractive. But this time around, we want you to still have that Ghanaian touch and not miss out on your identity as a Ghanaian, as an African. So our target market, we are looking at 80% females and 20% males. Our age bracket 18 to 35 years and income earning individuals and students. The usage of our products or dresses can be worn casually for Friday wear and formal wear. So meet Achele Mensah, 26 years old, fashionable. Instagram and WhatsApp comes handy for her, and she's very keen on good customer service. Okay, so we'll meet our next persona, Kojo Aqua, fine gentleman, 31-year-old, dressed. He believes that what he wears, he's been addressed by it, so he's very careful about that. Instagram and Facebook is also comes handy for him, and timely delivery is very key to him. And meet our ever beautiful Mawina Kujo, 20 years old, vibrant and responsive, a student of Ashesi. Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp comes handy for her, and for affordability is very key to her. So that's our product. And this product is already a pandemic proof because you do not have to come into contact with the client to get that product for the client. Everything will be done online. The client just has to request for that product or make the order online, and then we get the dress for them because they are already ready-made dresses. It takes less than 30 days to launch design and less than $1,000. When we look at our margin, which is in the appendix, it's 38%. And in terms of the pestle analysis, politically, we have it's a good one for us because Ghana is a stable country. And also in 2004, the Friday African Wear was instituted, and that's already an open door for us. Economically, every activity of the business is going to grow the local industry. Social culture, our age brackets, which is 18-35, already have a taste for Western fashion, in which we are going to incorporate using denim, African print, and batik. Technologically, we are going to do activities online, engaging customers on our platform, social media platforms. And it doesn't go against the rule, it's a legal business. So far, we've had, on our first social proof, we've had 58 views and 190 likes, 60 orders so far from clients, and we've gotten good feedback from our WhatsApp broadcast. Okay, in terms of marketing, we're looking at 80% marketing and paid marketing 20%. Engagement, we're going to do this engaging clients more and more on our WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram pages and giving them tips on African fashion, posting regularly, using customers advocates and getting influencers or models for our products, and payments will be done online. So the strategist is the one that gives the designs for the apparel and is the engine of the business. And then it moves to the executor, the fashion designer, who skillfully puts down these designs and makes those dresses, which is picked by the dispatch and then is sent to the customer. So for every business, we believe that there are risks and
as a business, we want to be prudent, and we've looked at this risk and have responses for them. So we are looking at one new entrance into the industry. What will be our response? We're going to capitalize on competitive price and timely delivery due to network of seamstresses. We are going to look at getting seamstresses across Ghana so that it makes it easier if someone makes an order internally. Due to we want to cut down on the delivery cost, we'll get a seamstress internally to do that ready-made dress, and we are going to be able to get that same dress based on SLAs for these seamstresses. We are also looking at timely delivery as our advantage, competitive price, and then one of our ability to is agility, that we are always keeping up with fashion trends. We are not just doing one particular style. And also using of mailing lists to engage customers more and more, giving them updates on the new product, on promotions, discounts on their birthday, so that they feel part of the business. Okay, I talked about this. So there's some of the designs that will be putting together to make our denim African print and batik. So I'll leave with this saying, in the social jungle of human existence, there's no feeling of being alive without a sense of identity. And for us, identity is very key. Last year, people came all the way to Ghana, year of return, just to know their roots. How much more us? We need to write our story. We keep on complaining that people are not telling the true African story, and this is the time for us to come together and write that story by doing great things. Thank you.
Hi, that was great. Thank you so much. Are you ready for your judges' questions?
Thank you.
How are you feeling? Went well?
I'm great.
Good. Okay, so judges' questions. I think I'd like to start with Lily Botre. Lily, if you're...
Yeah, right here. If you can hear me clearly, kindly let me know. You can do this? Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Una, for sharing with us. I enjoyed listening to you because not too long ago, I worked on something with regards fashion. And if you can see what I'm wearing a contemporary blend of the African print, and there you can see all the other things happening here. So even though I do take, I'm really interested in fashion. And that's why I'm going to ask you this question, because recently we did something on sustainable fashion. So I like that you mentioned that you'd help people to know even how to, you give them some tips on keeping clothes and everything. But I want to mention that you should really, because there are many people doing other things out there now. I mentioned early on when we began that what people are looking for beyond profit is impact. So you want to look at sustainable fashion, and this includes how people are able to have a dress and keep it for longer times, and they're able to use it over and over again. You look at the northern smoke, you wonder what they use for it. It doesn't fade, it stays for years. You don't wash, sometimes you have to keep wear sometimes before you wash it. So you have to look at something that is different from what's happening. And you have to kind of study this trend, especially because you mentioned that you want to have an African identity. Maybe it's time to go back to the roots to look at what it was that they used. Denim, if you research about denim, you know that people say it takes a lot of water to even dye to the color blue that we wear for denim jeans. So also look down and see what impact you can drive into your message and your narrative. You look at what people from olden times did. So much said that they were able to have clothes that lasted longer, and people would not have to buy and buy and buy and buy. So that's just something from sustainable fashion and how to actually drive impact into what you do. Then I go to the question about how people reach you. I understand your target market is actually 18 to 35. Those are tech savvy people, people that are exposed to things and everything. But let's also look at how have you thought of doing something like USSD, something that is outside web, But maybe if people don't have access to the web, they can do USSD because everybody buys airtime, everybody's able to load. Have you thought of something like that so that they can reach you? Maybe a short code. Have you thought of doing anything of the sort?
Okay, we can incorporate the USSD, but looking at the target market, these are young people who, when you check the persona, they are always on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. So we think that's the best we can reach to them. Yes, but we can also include the USSD, just to also help those who are unable to reach us on our social media platforms.
Right. Also looking at, you're going to have people. It means you're going to have people. The seamstresses or the people who do your business, you do business with, are going to be people who sign up to your platform. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to have people sign up.
Sign up. I didn't get the question.
So how would somebody be matched to a tailor, or how would somebody find somebody to work on the dress for them? Or are you the one going to do it yourself? Are you going to do the sewing all by yourself?
No, we are not going to do the sewing. We have a partner that will be doing the sewing. So we take the orders and then we give it to the seamstress to sew. So we already have our designs. So we bring a sample of a design. It's a ready-made fashion house. So we bring a ready-made dress. You like the style. This is what you want. We get it for you.
How about I want something personalized? I think the color here is too much, so I want to switch it up. Do I have preferences for that?
Yeah, for that, that means we'll look at it, and then if there's an extra cost, that's fine. For ready-made dresses, the price is okay. But if you want something extra, we can also work on that for you.
Okay, how much? Since you mentioned price, if I want to have a design, ideally give me a range. How much does it go for?
Okay, for the ready-made, the dress, we are pegging it at 75 cedis. So if you want a
75 cedis.
personalized one, we have to look at what exactly you want and then how much the quantity of material and the style, then we can give you a price for that.
Right. And have you market back to market research? I would always go back to that. Have you had some friends complain of the services you have there already? What do you think you do differently? Have you, after speaking to them?
Okay, some of the fashion house that do ready-made, for them maybe they just focus on a particular design. Let's say it's just all their designs are like shirts, dresses, but just that the maybe the colors and then the styles, no, the colors or the way the African prints are fitted is different. So that's why one of our key capabilities or part of our business is that we want to be keeping up to fashion trends. So agility is what we are looking at, that we are fast fashion house and then whatever comes on the market. We are not just looking at one particular style that we are going to do. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your submission. I loved listening to you. And like I mentioned, because you have people doing almost the same thing, you should look at also beyond the profit to the impact bit. Advocate for the pay gap between people. I mean, among people who do the sewing in industrial companies. Advocate for sustainable fashion. Create the awareness on how people can use clothes. There's this trend called circular fashion. Normalize using clothes and giving to people. That's the way you can also create impact beyond what is happening. So take this up, get a conversation out there, and let people know about clothes, as in how to wear, even pass it on. It's people normally buy clothes. Why can't you also swap clothes with your friends? Why can't you take this dress and remake it into something? So what will help you is the narrative and the advocacy that comes with it, and the knowledge creation that you add to your bit of business. And thank you for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lily. I'd like to move to Trigmatic next, if you're available for questions.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Trigmatic.
um, I really enjoyed your presentation.
Trigmatic, I hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, it's better.
Is it okay now?
Hello, Trigmatic.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's very low.
Okay.
Trig, I can hear you. So, sorry, Una, can you hear me? Because I could just relay the questions. Una, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Shelly.
Okay, Trig, I'm happy to relay the questions if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, I wanted to. The first thing I wanted to say was a comment that I think that the timing is right for such a business, especially with your observation you made on the market. Currently, the president doing the Fellow Ghanaian series is strongly putting on fabric, like Ghanaian fabric, and so this is a good time to take advantage of what's happening. So I think that the timing is right. However, the fashion industry also needs a lot of studying or researching, especially where you want to get into. I've been in a few meetings with the National Folklore Board, and I don't know if you're aware that every print that you wear has a story that it tells. And in as much as we want to commercialize print and want to urbanize these things, I don't know what your studies have been on the market to understand which fabric you are using for what design, because you're saying is already made, what design and where you can take that particular design. I don't know what your studies have been.
Una, were you able to capture some of that?
Shirley, I don't know if you got that.
Yeah. So Trigmatic was saying, first of all, it was a good time. It's a good time now for this kind of business. So well done, because the president is using national cloth. So that's really great. He also said that he's been working with one of the organizations in Ghana, and basically there is a story behind every print. So he wanted to know, in terms of your studies, is there something that you've done with your studies that Trigmatic, refresh me again?
I was asking what their studies have been on the market, knowing which cloth goes for which event or which gathering,
Yeah.
because when you want to enter into the cloth bit of it, you factor in culture and your understanding of a culture.
Yeah. So yeah, he wanted to know whether you've done any sort of like study or market research, or just do you have an understanding of which fabrics, which prints go with which events? Because it's kind of a reflection of the culture. Trigmatic, I hope I've done your question justice.
Yes, you have.
Thank you. Una, did you hear that?
I think I did. Okay, so the reason why we are going with denim and African print, we know because of our age bracket, they do wear a lot of denim dresses, like from denim trousers to denim straight dress. So we know that they love them already. So we are just blending them with African print. And batik has also been out for a long time. I remember when I was growing up, I could see a lot of batik around, and it really tells our story when you see the design. So I thought of bringing it back so that I can tell our story more and more. Yeah.
I think, Trig, can I think, I think the follow-up question I want to ask for that, I know Trig, it's your question, but do you actually understand which certain prints go with which events? Like, how much study have you done on that?
A particular African print,
Yeah,
going
which
with
type of events?
no, I have not done any study on that. I mean, I have to look at
Like
that.
Trig, yeah, Trig, I guess that's something you
Yeah.
might suggest.
So I think you need to look into that. You need to also look into royalties when it comes to fashion, and because you want to use print, look into royalties. Some of these cloths are owned and is designed and owned by some individuals who are still alive. I think you also need to look at cost that goes into which fabric you are going to use, because you mentioned that it's already made, so I'm assuming that it's different from customization where I will buy my fabric and then you design for me. But in your case, you are going to buy the fabric and then reproduce it in numerous quantities. So have you factored in like the cost of, and then which fabric you're going to buy and how affordable it is, and how that's going to affect your the income that's going to come in from say the purchase if I make a purchase?
Vinny, did you hear that? Okay, can you hear me? Oh,
Hear you.
I think we might have lost.
Hello, I
Okay,
can
fine.
hear
So
you.
yeah, Trig was
Yeah,
basically saying that you're going to have to look into the royalties that come with
on
every print, because
the
some of these
cost.
are.
So we
He asked a number of questions. So he said that the royalties, some prints attract certain royalties because they're designed by people who are still alive. So you're going to have to look into that. He was also then saying that have you, are you going for kind of ready-made or custom? Because obviously, depending on that, that's going to affect your, your kind of like your total cost in terms of the price that you're then able to sell it onto a customer. Trig, I guess I've
okay.
covered it.
So
Yeah.
it's a ready-made fashion house, and we've also considered the cost, which is in the slides. If you can see my slide, please can you see my slide?
No, yes, I can see now.
Okay. Yeah, so
Okay.
there's a projection we are making that in month one, if you are making 50 dresses and shirts and 50 blouses, this is the revenue we are going to get. That's selling a dress for 75 and then the top for 65. So that's the cost analysis that we did for the fabric that we'll be using, the denim, the African print, the carriage inward, the sewing. So that's how much our direct cost will be. We are producing 100 pieces, and that's the margin. And then the operating expenses, the total, and then the profit. So we've considered that.
Okay.
All right,
Cool.
thank you. And I wish you all the
Thank you
best.
so much.
I'd love to wear some of your designs.
I was
Oh,
gonna
sure,
say, I
sure.
hope
We would love to style you
excellent.
too.
Hey, fantastic. Okay, so Amishadai, thank you so much, Craig. Amishadai Ofori, if you're ready with questions, it'll be great to hear them.
Hello?
No?
Hi, Donna. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you too?
I had only one. Me, perhaps you could relay it. Donna mentioned how she was able to use seamstresses close to where the order is being made. And I just wanted to know how they are able to ensure quality when they're using different seamstresses. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, please, your line is breaking. Is
Yes,
it
hi.
about ensuring quality with different
Did you get
substances?
my question?
About the different seamstresses.
I'm here. Dina, Dina, can you hear me? I think I'm gonna have to press on sadly. So yeah, I think we've got internet connection problems, sadly. Okay, fine. So we're now going to take a music break during the judges' huddle. So the judges are going to think a bit about all the presentations we've seen, the questions we've had, the audience questions that we've seen as well. We'll let you enjoy an exclusive interview with the talented Trigmatic. Bright Ideas 2020 is proud and honored to present our featured personality. He's a talented award-winning artist, entrepreneur, and social activist. Trigmatic is humble. This is my own piece, right? He's humble, talented guy. He's been an amazing person to work with. I've loved every interaction. He's a real deal. Believes so much in the cause that he actually didn't know my name when he accepted to work with me. The question, "What's your name again?" came 2 days after. So that's really cool. He's been selected because of his projects that he's undertaking outside of music. Young people need strong role models, and I believe that Trigmatic is a brand that espouses the ethos of supporting local, giving back, and mainly that is reflected in his work with youth empowerment and community building, career guidance, philanthropy, He's founder of the Matic Music Club and agricultural activism, and with things like Grow Ghana, Eat Ghana, and environmental work. So I hope you enjoy the break. Right, let's go to
Trigmatic is a young Ghanaian musician born on the streets of Flamingo.
1 second, guys.
Suburb is a young Ghanaian musician born on the streets of Flamingo, a suburb of Dansoman, Accra, Dansoman, close to Shukura. Very street neighborhood, very G and gangster and hard. But it's a place that really taught me a lot in life. I understood that it was all about respect and honor. Coming from a place like that, and it was about the strongest, about the smartest, the fastest, who's able to get to the top first and to maintain. So in a nutshell, I'm very prolific. I can be good, I can be bad. I can live with everybody. I can be mad. I can be smooth. I can be fun, and I can be crazy as well. That's basically Trigmatic. I love to read a lot because I realize that a lot of people are stuck where they are because they are one-sided, because we never get two ends of the story and stuff like that. I like to read around every bit, at least something small. Yeah, that's Trigmatic, and I love music. Prolific, modest, talented. Prolific, because I'm able to flow with everybody. I'm able to swim in every water. Modest, because I am modest. I mean, I'm not materialistic. What I have is what I have. What I don't have, I don't have. And anybody that comes around me learns that or takes that bit from me. Talented because I am, and you can't do anything about it. My music, I feel like my music has a special element that's able to affect people in many kinds of different kinds of ways. It's uplifting, and sometimes I believe it's because of my relationship with God. It's able to draw the inner part of every human being and to wake up. When you listen to the songs I've done in the past and even presently, it all has an agenda, and the agenda is to push positivity, is to have a sane environment. This is what I wish that my music would do: empower, to create sanity, to in as much as I want people to have fun, I want them to also start thinking about us as Africans, as people, as humans, and love each other, even if it's just man and woman's love. It has to be genuine, it has to be strong and powerful. That's what my music stands for. And the eighth element is my latest album, my fourth studio album. I'm still working on another EP coming out soon. But I mean, I love the organic African sound, especially the Ghanaian sound, which is high life music. I like to incorporate that in every sound that I put out. I love that the new Afro soul. I'm enjoying some neo soul, but I love the Afro soul. I love to bring back the Ejako Onimos, the Kafela vibe, the Yusundo, the Salif Keita vibe. The Richard Boners. They're still alive. Richard Boner is still alive, but I like to take bits and pieces from all these people and create a magical sound. My best collaboration. Every collaboration I've ever done. But I mean, I'll say maybe my favorite one for now would be Jane Chakimo with Wiyala. I always say that because I think it's one of the most challenging songs that I've done. Besides music, I love to see myself as a people's person. So I love social work, going out there and reaching out to people. We're working on Music Speaks as a project for young people. It's a dialogue series that we're on. We make sure that we bring like-minded people together. We touch on topics that things that we foresee and start doing something about them now. And it always starts with dialogue. That's what Music Speaks is about. I'm on a great project. I'm into farming. I'm trying to push the Matic Foundation as well. I work with other foundations. I used to be the ambassador for Food for All, but that's done. Currently, I'm pushing a Go Ghana, Eat Ghana agenda for agriculture. I'm doing so many other things. Sometimes I just I lose sight of them. But these are the few projects we have. Be Wired as a youth-based company, or maybe a startup, if I should say, where we have young people in tech and social media trying their hands on other brands. I'm doing the Matic Music Club, which is a branch of the Global Leaders Program. And Matic Music Club helps young children to find themselves in the field of music and also empower them and work on their motor skills. Now that we have COVID, for instance, if they were playing music or they had instruments and they were playing, it would take them off the stress, and parents will have time to go do other things because they know their kids are home practicing their instruments. That's what the Matic Music Club is about. These are the few things that I'm doing. I feel it's important to develop in other ways aside music because it's a thing of life. We are growing, and in life, I'm a marketing student, and I realized that even with marketing and products, when you look at the product cycle, the new strategies are used at every stage of the cycle, and it's just like human beings. Every stage of your life, you need something else to equip you for that stage. So it's important to develop every bit of you. Even physical development is very, very important. So not just mental development, not just building, the soulish part of you, but also every other thing. So I think it is important because it's a way of equipping yourself for what lies ahead of you. Okay. COVID-19, special COVID. It's affected things for me both ways. Positively, negatively, it has. I mean, in every negative situation, there's still a positive situation. For my shows, yes. Worldwide, it hits all of us who are into performances, live performers. We were affected greatly because, yes, we had a few shows. We were not able to attend them. Why? Because this COVID, and then, there's this other thing about, not being able to even travel to do stuff or not being able to interact with people. Our job has to do with human relations. Our job has to do with dealing with people directly. So yes, the concerts have been cancelled. Even small gatherings have been cancelled. But then there's the good news, which is virtual. Everybody's going virtual. The world would have entered into the digital space one way or the other. COVID just became a catalyst to make this process faster. So we would have gotten here. And I think this is a wake-up call for all of us to know that one way or the other, you should have a way to get your foot into the digital space. Because it is very, very important where you won't be stuck with the traditional way. So the positive part is that it woke us up. Secondly, we realized that all other things don't matter about our lives because people who had bought their Lamborghinis, who had bought their fresh whips, all the Bugattis, they couldn't use them, because there's COVID. So it was packed. People living in their houses were still dying. No matter your money, people were dying. So the other side is that you realize that modesty is everything, and humans are the most important things, most important beings around. So we needed care, we needed love. We realized that we didn't need all the cars and all these things. That's another positive side. Another positive side is it unearthed a lot of talents within me. I didn't know that I could even do Music Speaks online. I didn't know I could reach out to people a bit more because it got to a time out of boredom. I was doing all these live sessions and all of that. So COVID did bring something. I did some small design in B, just trying my hands on new things, always thinking about new ideas also. It gave me room to reflect, to write, and to create new stuff. With young people who want to get into business, I always say, always fish out for problems. If you're able to find the problems around you and you get solutions to these problems, that's your business right there. That's you giving back to your business. I mean, you realize that you have friends around you, they love, to show themselves on Instagram, on Facebook, they're good with a camera, you have a phone, or you have a gadget, you can record them and do some editing with an app. That's a business right there. You realize that, hey, because there's COVID, people can't go out to buy food, but you live in an apartment where you have other tenants, you can cook 2 or 3 things, you can serve them with it and they'll pay for it. I mean, that's your business right there. So fish out for the problems. And I always say that, look, don't think small, think big, but learn to start small. Think big, learn to start small. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, know also that you can't follow the status quo. You are a cut from a different cloth. You can't think like everybody else. You are daring. You are never afraid. You are able to go out there and fight. Like sometimes, as a team, like we know that things are tough. Like, times are hard. There's no money, but we go out there, we have meetings, and we are mentioning big monies, and we say, yeah, we will do it. That's the spirit of an entrepreneur. That's the spirit of a go-getter. You bring ideas that are crazy. You're thinking outside the box. Somebody asks you, what do you see? And you begin to imagine and you mention things that are even not in existence. That's how I want you to think. I don't want you to think what is on the paper. Entrepreneurs go beyond what's on the paper. They unearth new things. And so think around, explore with your mind, try new things. And if you want to get into business, be business minded. Read about, have a mentor, read about the business you want to get into, the field you want to get into, what is new, how can you put yourself in it, think 5 years ahead, look at succession plans and stuff like that. I support Bright Ideas because this gives a platform to young entrepreneurs to bring on fresh ideas, new minds, and then get support for it. It also teaches them the concept of pitching. It teaches them taking their business seriously. Even if you come on and you don't end up winning or being supported or whatever, it's a form of support because you learn a lot. You get an understanding of what you want to sell to the people out there. So I love this initiative. Anything that empowers young people, especially young Black people, because this is the future. We are the future. We are taking over. It's take over time, and we can't take over if we're not helping ourselves. So I support Bright Ideas 100. I want to hear what these amazing guys have to share with us. I want to hear some crazy ideas and see if we can throw in some cash to make things happen. I want to say big up to all the guys behind Bright Ideas. This is an initiative that needs to be encouraged. God bless. Where we dey go? Where we dey go? Where we dey go?
Love that. Hope you guys enjoyed that music break. I get goosebumps every time I watch that interview. Thank you so much, Trig, for spending some time to tell us about the man, the music, and the mission. So we're back to business, guys. As the judges have been deliberating a little bit, talking about what's good and what's not of what we've heard. I think it's now time to have a discussion about what we're going to be looking for. So the 4 elements we're going to be judging against are, we're going to be looking at, first of all, the, trust me to forget. Let's announce first the results of the social proof challenge. So we already mentioned that social proofing was the ability to galvanize support online for your ideas. So that is going to Antoinette. Antoinette, well done. How do you feel about that? Happy. That's great. Well done. Can you tell us a bit about what you did to get 600? You've got 600 views. Over 600 views. How did you do it? You have over 600 views. How did you do it?
Okay, initially my partner Benedicta helped me, so we both placed it on our WhatsApp statuses, and luckily or fortunately, we have mutual friends. So most of our friends were in support and were happy to hear about it and happy to patronize if we actually implement. So they like were ready and just jammed at it and went to like view. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Well done. It definitely shows. Una, I'd like a bit about what you did for the social proof, because you came a close second. So what did you do? I think we have some connection issues. Okay, fine. So for the social proof, again, well done, and Annette. We're going to move on. The next thing we looked at was the strength of the idea. So this is looking at the idea, seeing how it can secure market share, grow, and scale based on the business demand trends, as well as the pestle and your SWOT, etc. Looking for good value proposition, strong enough to differentiate, enough to capture and sustain market share. And also things like barriers to entry. For this, I'm going to get the judges on. So let's talk a bit about what you guys thought. If you guys can please come on video, that would be amazing. Are you guys, in terms of judges, are you interested in what I thought as well? Lily, which did you find to be the most interesting in terms of strength of idea?
Hi, for a start, I thought everybody did well. The strength actually lied in or hinged on how you're able to it's actually linked, right, to how you're able to take it off very fast and how you're able to get it to the market and have people use it for what you say it is. So I think that the one that had the most interesting for me was SYW, if I should say, and followed by followed by the delivery. What's it called? The knock knock, and then we talk about Tim Clad. So in that order, that's how I thought it would span out for me. If I'm to think about the interest people will have, not only for me, but the interest people will have in actually having the solution and using it.
Okay, that's great. Trig, what did you think? Thanks, Nikki.
Sorry, come again. Sorry, come again.
In terms of strength of idea, which ones work for you?
Well, I think I mean I want to be a nice guy, and I I think all of them have amazing, strong ideas. For me, I like the guy, Clade. Clade. What tops it for me is Team. Is it Team Clade?
Yep, it is.
And then yeah, Team Clay followed by Antoinette, and then the fashion one.
Una.
In that
Okay,
order.
that's great. Yeah, that's great. Okay, it's very interesting now. Okay, wow. Okay, so Amish, which in terms of strength of idea, which did you think?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I side with Lily. In terms of ideas, I particularly favored Team Una because of approach, and also she seemed to have thought through different scenarios. So in terms of logistics, it was easier to grasp. Followed by Team Knock Knock Market, and then finally Team Clad. So my votes were sort of synonymous with Lily's.
Yeah. Okay, it's quite interesting. I think for me, strength of idea, I thought I love Una's, but I think that I felt I needed more. So I've always said that to her, that barriers to entry are quite important. So I do like Clade, but I think that in terms of the risk issues and all that kind of stuff, that could be challenging. I really like Knock Knock Market. That's also got risk issues as well. I think they're all good, to be quite honest. So it's quite interesting. We've all got different takes in terms of strength of idea. So at the moment, it looks like Una's winning. She's got two that have favored her. So that's great. Next thing we're going to look at is the meeting of the criteria. So it's got to be pandemic proof, takes no longer. So this is where I think we're going to have to make some difficult choices. Takes no longer than 30 days to launch, right? Requires no more than 1,000 in investment, and has no existing prior engagements, commitments, all that kind of stuff, is legal to operate. I think that's pretty easy for all of them, and capable of galvanizing social proof online. So if I could kick off first, I think the galvanizing social proof online is simple. Knock Knock won that. In terms of the pre-existing, that one we'll have to look into when we do our due diligence. It requires no more than to launch. I think Clade might struggle with that because shipping, import duties, all that kind of stuff can completely throw your cost basis out of whack. 30 days might be an issue there as well. So I think in terms of 30 days, Simply You Wear definitely wins in that case. And then pandemic proof, yeah, it's a tough one because I think that for me, I think in terms of meeting that criteria, I think it's Knock Knock Market and Simply You Wear. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Lily?
Hello. I think the same thing. I think the same thing with Knock Knock Market and then Una. The reason being that they have the option for you to connect online, say what it is you want, and have the service rendered to you with no physical contact. Probably only one person interfacing with you, and so I think it will be most appropriate for if you are working in a pandemic or having to work in with restricted all the restrictions that came with the pandemic. So I think those two still stand out. I mean, Una and Knock Knock Market, Clad, because of the things that have to be done. Beautiful idea, but something that could be done with much more cost to look at the protocols involved. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good because also if it's pandemic proof, if we have another restriction on travel, that could be a problem going forward. Amish Trick, which Nana, please, may I call you Nana from now on? Now we're buddies and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to call you
Yes, you call.
Trigmatic anymore. Okay, Nana, give me your feedback.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Lily. I mean, I told you that what I'll be looking out for is what is as practical as it can be, because I mean, after the presentation is real life business, and so I agree with Lily. It stays with is it Una or Uno? You know so it stays with her and Knock Knock, because they seem to have like very well defined and thought through presentations, and like I said earlier on, I love the idea from Clade, even though it seemed to have a few drops on the sides, but I love the raw idea. If it took time to work on, it will definitely be a big project for the future. However, looking at like the criteria, I would definitely fall on the two, the Una and Knock Knock.
Antoinette.
Yeah, Antoinette.
Great. Thank you for the feedback, Nana. Okay, so Amish, you there?
I am, but I think Trig and Lily have done a good job.
Yeah.
So I'll just
Exactly.
be repeating what
Okay,
you
so
said.
okay, so your favorites at the moment are Team Knock Knock and Simply You Wear. Okay, finally, personal branding and reputation. For this, I'd like to include the team members because, I mean, when we're talking about that, I'm talking about things like pitching yourself as kind of investment ready, right? So I think that there were some challenges there, guys. When you say you're investment ready, I'm talking about things like personal brand and all that kind of stuff. How do you think you did in terms of the challenges? All right, let's be honest, yeah. I put these guys through their paces. I let them work for it. I was giving them challenge. They didn't get any peace from me, right? They were getting challenge after challenge. I don't know if they even slept. They were getting messages at 3 a.m., 8 a.m. with deadlines and that kind of stuff because I just kind of want to see how responsive you are, how you respond to questions. Let's face it, the first task that I gave to you guys, it was a bit of an epic fail because people didn't understand it. They just didn't even ask. And I think we've come a long way from that, which is great. Yeah. So I'd like to hear from you guys in terms of how you feel you did with respect to personal brand. You as an investment ready person that can, just espouse the values of the brand and all that kind of stuff. Should we start with Anne? Because you went first. Anne, are you there?
Yes, please, I'm here.
How do you how do you think you did? There's room for improvement. Just delivery on time, punctuality, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'll say I improved, especially when it comes to delivering, but I know I can do better.
Yeah, I mean, you were part of the Q&As from the beginning. You did the Q&As
Yes,
from the
please.
beginning, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think I saw your name. You're very consistent all the way through, which I think is a really good thing. What I would say is just keep applying yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, if you're working with people, the way in which you kind of do stuff, the decisions you make, I think these are some of the lessons learned that we kind of learned. So, Collins, I'm going to move on to you. Thank you, Anne, for that.
Thank you too.
Because the judges weren't part of so this is kind of more the personal side. The judges weren't part of that process. So do you want to share your experiences and what you've observed and that kind of stuff? Oh, I think you're on mute. Oh, okay, we can hear you.
Sorry. I think as we kind of said during the personal interviews, we were expecting a more condensed or straightforward competition format where like come in, your
Easy.
ideas, not easy, but like more
Easy.
if you're in, you're in, if you're out, you're out. It's like, yeah, basically. So this was more engaging than we expected. And I think we being a team of not just one person in the beginning made coordination and those kind of things different from the other teams because you have to get times that everybody is available for and everybody is calm with. But then the team chemistry built as time went on and now we're more in sync and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're quite a new team, aren't you? I
Yeah,
guess
we formed
most of
after we formed after
yeah, that's great. Well, if that is the truth, then I think definitely you could see a journey as time went on. So that's a good thing. So just keep working on that because as a team, you're still a unit and you're as strong as your weakest link, basically. So that's something that just keep bearing in mind as you move forward. Una, coming to you. Thank you, Collins. So Una, what do you think in terms of personal brand, investment ready?
Yeah, I think I'm really grown in terms of being teachable. Taking good feedback on my time is very key because you can have the best of outputs, but if you do not show up on time, as a respect to whoever you are working with. So time is very important. It's of essence when it comes to business. Yeah, and taking good feedback, working on it, and it's very important. I think I've grown.
Okay. I think we lost you just for that last bit there. Just want to check that the audio is good on the outside. So, Douglas, do you have any questions about kind of investment ready, the more kind of personal side that you have for the candidates? Do you have any questions for the candidates with respect to the personal side of things?
No, for me, I think they all did awesome, and I think they've appreciated how they've gone. So there's more room for growth, and I think even among themselves, there's some element of there's a potential for collaboration. I see Clad had something with regard to delivery. Maybe Knock Knock can also add some bits with their partners to also do delivery for Clad, something of the sort. We can have Ona do also something for both of them, something that drives home an African identity for both for all teams. So this is good and an opportunity for you to collaborate and also do something amongst yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, Lily, that's actually quite a good question because obviously Antoinette lost her partner. So I was thinking, can you guys like work together? That's why listen, Bright Ideas was nothing without collaboration. We partnered for prosperity. So I think you should really kind of put your ideas together and see if you can come up with something more solid. Maybe Collins, you could do the decision making based on your AI, driving the I don't know, the kind of delivery system where Antoinette is looking at more the logistics and Una's also putting her stuff on the platform. Trig, did you have any comments about personal side of things?
No, just maybe just one. Something I picked when team, is it Clad or Clade, was doing their presentation. Yeah, pardon me with names. I'm bad at that.
No worries.
I just want you to know that like when you're doing like a presentation, maintain a posture where you wouldn't have to defend a point so much. That gives you away. It means it's a sign that you didn't really think through that particular thing. If you have to explain and explain and explain and explain. So I mean, you don't easily concede, but you should have a way of admitting that not by words, but that you probably would take a look into that, because the more you explain, the more you give yourself away. But I love all of you. You have great leadership skills. The presentation was amazing, and what's important is that you have a drive to cause a change, and that's key.
Cool. Actually, now you made me curious, Nana. You said you're bad at names. I've been calling you Trig for the last how many weeks? Basically, listen. So I'm just curious to know which point Clade was explaining.
Remember when I think when sorry, when Mr. Ofori was questioning something that had to do with there was a point that was raised, and then he had to I think it was raised concerning when you had to read out the question for him. It was raised concerning the security or internet or something like that, and as I realized that they probably didn't think about that. He was caught a bit off guard, in his explanation. Initially, I felt everything was was cool too. He started explaining.
Yeah. So
So he started
takeaway is
explaining the
yeah. So the takeaway you would advise is just if you haven't covered everything, just say you'll come back with that and confirm or something, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's time to decisions. Guys, I'm gonna bring the judges on. Judges, get your glam squad ready. Camera time. Oh, Lily. Yep. A bit nerve-wracking right now. Let's see what the audience say. Right, let's have all the judges on. Lily's on. Amish, are you on? Yes. Amish, are you able to do video? Okay. Okay, let's get started. So, I think that just from what we've discussed, I think that obviously third place, we're going to offer third place to Clade. So, Clade, you've done extremely well for coming this far. Yes, absolutely. Um, so just from what I can sum up from what was discussed, it is a very good idea. As you know, I'm a user of Ring myself. I love it. I think that it's something I would buy. Yeah, but I think that it's such a big and intricate project. More work needs to be done. And also, I think what a lot of people on this stream, I know that there are limitations, but we would really love to see it homegrown. But obviously, you have to start where you have to start, and that's it. And as a bigger project, it's something that finances and time is restricted on Bright Ideas. Maybe next year, I'll have a lot more money for you. All right. And then no. So well done on that. Okay, now to be quite honest, second place is a bit hard for me. So I think I'm going to use my judge's discretion and step out because I think both of these ideas are really good and practical. And I'm just going to leave it to you guys. So if the judges can just come and explain who they think they win, and we'll go with the majority. I mean, we've already kind of
Lily
said
will
who we
speak
want.
for all the judges.
Yeah, Lily, go.
Hi everyone, good evening, and thank you for the for the opportunity to actually share in your knowledge distribution and dissemination. I think I'm proud of this generation because of all that we can come up with. It's beautiful to see how we can think about stuff that only do not benefit us, but even generations to come. So I'm excited about the future. And like Vodafone, you say the future is exciting. Are you ready? And so I think on behalf of the judges, we thought it through and we saw that not only is the project supposed to meet everything that we've said, but we look at one that also is available to reach a wider community that's able to do or reach the target audience with the solution as fast as it can. The social proof to be able to see it. And also we look at how the people or the solution is able to scale. And not to say that you all didn't do awesome or didn't do well, but for this competition, would want to select Simply You Were as our winner. Congratulations to Simply You Were. And Antoinette also did an awesome job. And there's an opportunity to collaborate, like I mentioned. So Simply You Were, you are the judge's pick, and thank you for the idea you brought on board. But that also means that there's a lot of work for you to do and
Thank
in
you.
making the idea well thought through and something that's scalable. So congratulations to you, Una. Congratulations to Collins
Thank
and his
you.
team. Congratulations to Antoinette. Thank you for the awesome work done so far. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Congratulations to you all. You've come a very, very, very long way from when I first saw those presentations. So keep working. It's been a journey, guys. Yeah, congratulations. Like all of you have done really well. So let me just announce what you've all won, okay? But Clay, I'm going to continue to work with you to support you and your team. I think that what you have is awesome. I connect you with the help that you need to figure that out. Third place winners, okay? So don't lose hope. Stay working hard. Antoinette, you know I'm a supporter of you as well. Antoinette, a long way. I know you had a very difficult journey. Yeah, okay. So you got to stay strong. A second place, also with mentoring. Okay. So I'm going to connect you with people who can help you take that journey further. Okay, Una.
Okay.
Same thing. The idea is great. It's a step, right? There's still a lot of work to do. Okay. So it's I'm gonna kind of like, you know, put some condition as first place winner. I'm gonna give you time to work with an incubator who can, you know, help you on building out this idea. I know you're smiling, girl. I can see it from here. Keep that smile. You work really I would say just I'm gonna give you like a month to shape up what this idea is. Remember, the funding is a project funding. It's never ever been a, hey, I'm gonna buy some ice cream and go on holiday thing. It's about powering businesses. So I'm gonna let you work with I'm gonna let you work with an incubator and then see where we are in a month. And if we are ready, then we can go, oh, she's just dropped off. But I guess she was very happy with that. So I would, at this point, like to thank everybody who's been involved in this. It's been incredible. I couldn't have done it without you. This is really boring, but I've got to do my acknowledgements. So I'd like to thank my partners, Africa Global Radio, StreamYard, Ashesi Design Lab, Hacklab Foundation, iSpace, the Enterprise Village, Trigmatic, of course, Amishadaya Furi, Ben Iden, Charles Ate, oh my gosh, Emmanuel Kobe Atututi, Michael Atamensa, Michael Richard Ahenkara, wow, Jerry Wayne, Jerry Dario, Jerry Darko, Sam Mahiney, Michael Safaro, Oswald from Floodgates, and Kinsley Abraqua, and also informally Amelia Anderson, Natasha Dadsi, Lily, you're a judge. So Mutia Muheb, Fred Dohu, Kai Gabiam, Ernest, and also KNUST and actors were very helpful with this, and also Bertold Winkler, who most of you may know as What Am I? So I think that's it, guys. We've got completely run over time. It's been really interesting, and thank you so much. And we'll follow up with all the kind of like, yeah, the prizes, etc. Congratulations. Have a fantastic Sunday. Yasmin, I'm not sure if you want to say anything. She probably go.
No,
Yasmin.
I'm here. I was watching intently, and I just want to say well done, all of you guys. And who would have thought it? And it doesn't happen until it happens. And all of you are winners tonight, but simply you were pipped everybody at the post, and well done, congratulations. And like I'm really looking forward to not only seeing Una carry on this journey, but all of you in different ways. This is the beginning, actually. So please just continue to show that entrepreneurial spirit, because you're in a very lucky position to be surrounded by so many people that are willing to give you their time and expertise to make you grow and to get your bright idea into a fantastic, sustainable business project. So thank you and well done. Keep going. This is the beginning, not the end.
Yes, it is. I'm getting a lot of questions right now. It's interesting what $100 can do to your audience numbers. No, I'm kidding. There have been some spectacular questions, a lot of support for the teams, and a lot of people are basically asking what happens now with BIC. Is there going to be another session? Of course, there's going to be another session. I think that the impact has already been created. We've got to keep things going. And if more people from the diaspora, if anyone from the diaspora is watching, if more of you just, if you don't know how to get involved with people back at home, building the homeland, connect with me. It's not impossible. Like, I had literally no contacts before I started this. And so, you guys are all my friends now. I'll pay you later. So yeah, do reach out. We are Gen X Experience on Instagram. Reach out to myself. We also have a Telegram group, but the Gen X Experience Instagram is the best place to start, and I'm happy to connect any of you with any of these guys if you're willing to help as an investor, as an a mentor, that kind of stuff. So I think that's
Shirley, Sorry, I've got to just jump in very quickly here and to say our role is we are the storytellers, okay? Africa Global Radio is the storyteller, and we are all into projecting and promoting inspiring, compelling stories on global Africa. So please don't forget to reach out to us too, because where there's an interesting story that projects our wonderful continent and those in our diaspora, we want to be there so we can show and inspire other youth that there's progress, there's brilliance, there's innovation, and please emulate, because then we're all winners. So don't forget, africaglobalradio.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's plug that. Hey, Trig has just already said Clade, hook someone up with Clade. You can hopefully help them polish their idea. Trig, I really appreciate it. I think that's the whole point of these things. Nana, so I was going to be talking a bit more about working together.
Yeah. I love the raw idea. So I want to see how I can resell it to somebody and then hook the two of them together and see what they can do.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's
Thank you
great.
very much.
As well as and in the name
don't worry,
the
I'll have
food
to
one.
Eat
Knock,
gonna
knock,
go.
market.
Knock,
Eat
yes.
gonna go. Oh, the
Knock
food.
knock.
Knock knock
Yeah,
market.
So knock knock. Yeah, knock knock market is actually a platform where these are like a bunch of farmers who have a portal. So you might as well hook up with them, and you might be able to distribute their stuff to the last one. Yeah. So let's.
That's really good.
So Shelly is your
absolutely. So thank you, Trig, for entertainment as well. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I know I need to eat. I'm hungry. What can I say is we'll have to hang out another time. But thank you all for coming. God bless you. Have a fantastic rest of Sunday.
Well done, guys. Really well done.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Lily and the rest.